That's class. That's mega.
Oh. Fuck that. Start.
It was really good. Really good.
Amazing. Yeah. What happened to... I'm not really sure what happened, but instead of seeing like the whole thing, I just saw Martin in the middle of the screen for a couple of seconds. I don't know if that's what everyone saw.
Yeah.
At the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. I guess I'll talk about that real quick if that's okay.
No, let's do the intro. Let's ask chat what they saw. So, guys, welcome to Cool-Han-Luke, episode 15. Tonight we got our special guest, Maulsvengeance. So we'll be talking to him a little bit, let him introduce himself in a little bit. But tonight I'm joined by my normal co-host Slurpy, and then we got sub co-hosts Austiff and Padawan HQ. How we doing, boys?
No, doing very good, thank you. Very
Doing
good.
good here in the land of the USA.
All aware this is the first show of the year.
And and Happy New Year to everybody, because I dropped the proverbial ball last Sunday for reasons unknown. But long story short, these guys subbed in, so I did get a chance to thank Austiff, but not Padawan. So apologies to everybody that we didn't do a stream. It was kind of last minute, but these guys did their own thing on Padawan's channels. Hopefully you had a chance to go and check that out. And if you haven't, go and check that out when you get a chance, because they kind of did a little cheeky GWP, just to keep the thirst quenched for the boys, which is obviously a bit I'm thankful for, because they didn't do it on my channel anyway. So, but yeah, so here we are, guys. Let us know in the chat what you think about the intro, as done by the stop motion maestro himself, Slurpy, because I only saw Martin's face up close. I thought he was trying to get into the stream. So I saw that for like 5 seconds, and then I saw the countdown from 6. So I don't know what everyone else saw. So
It was pretty
we
good.
may have to blast that out again just to get a proper look at it. But yeah, first time.
I mean, the reason it's so fumbly looking is because we don't have the premium version of StreamYard where when you hit live it plays the intro. So I have a frozen image of Martin Whittakee for 10 seconds. You know, when you hit go live, there's still an extra go live again. So I hit that, and as soon as I see Martin move, I hit it. But there's a little bit of a buffer.
Right.
I checked it here on YouTube, and it seemed to have started at 9 seconds. So
I see, because the version you sent me was on 10 for quite a while. So I'm guessing you've edited it since then. It was on 10 for quite a while with stuff going on in the background. And then, so I was like, right. So I thought you were still going to do the normal countdown and then start that one, but it doesn't make sense to do two, does it? So yeah, but yeah, look, obviously we'll watch it back. But chat, let us know what you thought in general, or what you saw. But we'll have another blast of it later. And did you say we've got an outro as well?
Oh, I haven't got that far yet.
I thought I remember you. I thought you messaged me saying that you want to use Padawan for the outro.
Oh, so that was about the clips of the boys were used.
Yeah.
It was clips. I might have accidentally said outro, but clips of the boys for the intro. So I don't know if we could ever do. I mean, we probably could do an outro at some stage, but that Lego man
I just realized
pretty hard.
Baby
I just realized you said, please listen to these 3 voice notes before the live. Yeah, you put. Oh no, you have put intro. You have put intro. I'm just a welly, mate. Don't worry about it.
No, it's too sweat.
Nah. So, and I've just noticed you put. Can I announce it on stream? But without going back, I'm not sure what you're talking about.
What's being announced?
Oh, I booked the Brickworld ticket.
Oh,
we're all
Let's
going
go.
now. So
Everybody on screen is officially going. Wow.
oh hell yeah.
it's gonna be a fucking party, boys.
Yeah.
So let's do a couple of shout outs and then we'll dive in, shall we? What do you want to start with, Slurpy, once I've done the shout outs?
We'll
at the very
go
top.
with the guest.
No, I mean I'll do the shout outs, but after that, I don't know if you want to get a banner ready while I'm doing the shout-outs. But so we've got Ultra Bricks. Evening, lads. Why is this not working? We've got Brick by Brick Together. Spoke to this guy earlier today. Looking to do a bit of a collaboration with him. He's really eager to sort of get himself out there in the community this year. So reach out to him, guys. I'm sure he'll be happy to do something. So we're going to try and put together like a live build session. I don't know whose channel or whatever, but we'll work that out. We got the big man on campus, Nimble Saucepan. He's getting the little one into bed so we can get stuck into listening. How nourishing of a feeling is that when somebody's like, wait a sec, let me deal with family business so I can really focus on this one. That's nice. That's nice to hear. Moneybags himself, Murtley. Good evening, lads. Looking forward to the show. Our number one fan. Don't know what this looks like in the chat. If you're looking at it from YouTube, it's probably loads of icons, but unfortunately, Muggsy, that's what we see. So, but yeah, I'm hoping all of those are positive emojis anyway. So,
yeah,
I'm not like absolute cinema. I'm not sure.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
assuming
the
he
intro.
means yeah. There's the man. Muscles himself. What's up, boys? Fit Lego Guy. So I did a stream with Fit Lego Guy again. Just going to give a quick shout out to this guy. He wants to try and do some more in the community. So he's trying to get a sort of chat show up and running, and he's going to be featuring some guests. I think he's talking about doing it weekly. So it's live chat, build, interview, and have a couple of topics similar to what we do here. But he's going to be building as well and focus one-on-one. So I was his kind of test subject for that. Hopefully we'll see something from him. So if you haven't already, subscribe to Fit Lego Guy. And actually noticed he's added another account to Instagram recently. And I was looking at some of his like weightlifting and he's like, I mean, like, I don't know where he hides all those muscles when he's sat behind his desk. But
it's like Kennedy.
Yeah, he's like,
I missed it.
Yeah, you have to go and check out Fit Lego Guy's second Instagram account where it actually shows him in the gym. And the guy is like ripped.
Big meaty boy.
Oh, he's a boy and a half, yeah. So
Girthy
well done. Fit Lego Guy's got it all going for him. What else we got?
Hey, tone it down, lads. Tone it down.
I'm going to be...
We got a shout out to the ban hat. We're not going to be talking about it. It's still hush hush behind closed doors. If you know, you know. What do we want to? What do they say in Monty Python? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. How's your father?
With 2 coconuts.
Yeah, another shout out for the band. If you know, you know, guys. Fit Lego Guy is awesome, absolutely. And then,
baby.
talking of if you know, you know.
Does he know?
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. How's your father? So,
Cody.
This feels odd.
right then. So,
we're getting a live t-shirt change from there.
Yeah, we're gonna see a nipple. A belly
100
button.
views guaranteed. Nah.
Look, no, you gotta be zooming with us.
Let's get in full screen in case something pops out.
Yeah, do it.
Oh my god!
Oh, it's too much skin.
What the? What's up,
He
Oak
flops it out on screen now. That's it. We're done.
Here, I already dropped an F-bomb anyway, so it's...
Oh, is that okay?
No!
Whoa.
No, give us more.
Put a t-shirt on, just cut a hole where the nipple should be.
Don't give me any ideas.
What are you lot doing, you bloody pervs?
Yeah.
Full screened.
Thought I'd represent.
Okay, guys. So we're back to having guests, even though we've had a few weeks where it's been a bit of a mishmash and a kind of free balling. We're back to focusing on a guest, and this guest is extra special, not because he's necessarily any better than the previous guest, but because he's kind of worked his way into our good graces in such a short space of time. So this guy, where did he first pop up? In the Girth Gang, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
On that
then
Christmas stream.
And then that Christmas stream, he was one of those guys who was kind of, when they opened up the ACOB opened up the gates of hell.
First guy.
The first guy on. And I guess, took the place by storm, really. It's, a young, handsome looking guy, mouth full of white teeth, usually helps. But obviously knows his stuff. I've gotten chatting to him kind of offline, mostly because I think he was just from that stream alone was encouraged to go to Brickworld, with very little knowledge of the kind of lore and the backstory. And I think you were close to doing a live buy, but you did it shortly after in the end, didn't you?
Yeah, I think like the day after or something like that. Had to sleep on it fully still.
I will say, I think we were chatting for a while afterwards as well, weren't we? And then, and then again on Austiff's 24-hour stream, I think you were there for about 19 of the hours, was it altogether?
18 strong.
Riding mad hard. So lots of respect. And obviously, in that short space of time, you've booked your Brickworld tickets. You've now potentially got a room with somebody, which I think was the next hurdle. Have you decided yet if you're going down to Virginia or taking the car or what?
Yeah, I'm debating on doing the 24-hour drive from Arizona. Especially if I do come in on Monday, that'd make it a little easier just to do it straight on the weekend like that. Or I'm debating on flying to Virginia, where my mom's at, or where I grew up too, and then just taking her car 12 hours away. It's a big but I definitely want to have a vehicle, just not knowing how many hauls I'm going to get on the yard sale, and not to Uber, and to be able to carry at least 7 people to prevent other people from Ubering and stuff like that.
I'll tell you what, the 24-hour drive would sound amazing if you had like someone to do it with. That'd be fun.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I've done it. I've done Virginia to Arizona twice now. Twice there. Well, there and back once, and then to move out here once, and that's like a 32-hour one. But you got enough podcasts going, got good music rolling. You'll be all right.
Well, I have an idea.
But yeah, still debating. It'll probably be a couple more months till I get a solid decision on doing that. But
Austiff's going to send you one of his crazy mad hair. What do you call them? Harebrained schemes. Now I can just see him cooking.
So Maul, I was thinking about this with CJ, but CJ already booked his tickets. Okay, here's what I'm thinking. You fly to where I'm at.
Okay.
I'll pick you up. We'll go to Durrani. We'll get everything with CJ going. Okay. And then I will drive you back to Arizona with your haul.
Damn.
That would be fun. Talk about a road trip, dude.
If I hadn't booked my tickets already, I would have taken that offer. But I'd already booked my tickets. I think it'd be fun. I think it'd be fun.
That would be great.
Wait, so you can do 24 hours there, drop him off, and then 24 hours back?
Yeah.
Yep.
God damn.
I could live stream it all.
I could live stream.
These crazy ass Americans.
Talk about a road trip, man. That would be, gosh.
Well, it's something for you
to that'd be great.
It's something for you to think about. So no pressure. Yeah. But look, we've gone from this guy's out of nowhere, booked your Brickworld ticket with little knowledge. You got your room, got a couple of offers on the table to get in with the boys. I mean, some people work a whole lifetime to get that deep in with the boys, but also now YouTube channel up and running.
Got
your first video dropped. So guys, once you leave here, make sure you go and sub to Maulsvengeance and check out his video talking about the 1999 sets, which is why tonight's focus is going to be a little bit about 1999 sets. We'll talk about that in just a sec, but I think the main thing is that I wanted to talk about it now because we've just finished the 25th anniversary of Lego Star Wars. So it's kind of, it would have been better to do it at some point during that time, but just finished that year. So let's talk about it. Because this time, 25 years ago, we would have been waiting for the second wave, effectively. So let's just kind of take ourselves back 25 years and think about how those people would have been thinking. Because I don't think there was a January wave back then. So, I think there was 2 drops a year, if I remember rightly, around about that time. But we'll talk about that briefly in a bit. But so yeah, mate.
Just a little more backstory. Yeah, I'm a huge love for it. It's I was born in 2002. Didn't get into Lego probably till mainly the video game probably about in 2008. So all of these sets weren't alive, or maybe was alive, but no thoughts of getting anything like that. But I currently have every single, I've told you guys, 99 to 04 prequel set mixed in with a few original trilogy ones like that, except, which is weird, the Maul's bust, which that's a 2025 goal to get that sucker. It's just a little choppy with availabilities, and then you could just go buy your own bricks with it because there's really nothing exclusive except some weird cylinders for his ear or something like that. But I just have this huge love and do my glasses. Nostalgia glasses always on for these sets because they just ring a bell on me. That's just kind of odd and strange to say because you look at those sets compared to nowadays and you can see the age, except like some like the UCS Royal Naboo Starfighter. That one could be, in my opinion, released today with no questions asked at what year it was put in. But just these sets, these old vintage sets, and two, I personally think the brick qualities too can sometimes be a little better in my opinion. They did a lot more different stuff with adding in little flyers, promos, all of that different type of stuff in there. The box art is always amazing on those sets, which compared to nowadays, I'm not too big of a fan of some of the box art compared to how they did it, and that could be another nostalgia glass too as well. But just the figures, the sets, and the huge thing is that Lego Star Wars video game, which featured most of all those figures from that time in there, builds in there as well. Just imprinted in my brain just to love that type of stuff.
So how about yourself though? Talk a little bit about you, like what about your channel, your situation, where have you come from, you know, where are you currently living, that kind of stuff, so people get to know you a little bit.
Yeah, so I was born in Arizona, but moved to Virginia under a year old and lived there for about 20 years or so, and then finally got the chance to move back, which I'm happy I did, to reunite with my dad's side of the family. And then going into some more Lego stuff. We started off, it was more 2021, end of COVID, or a little bit in between that time. Started watching M&R Productions. He kind of got me a little into it more, but well, actually a little backstory. I got back into Star Wars mainly from The Mandalorian Season 1, as some others I've talked to have done the same thing from that show, really getting me back into the Star Wars game like that. And that just transitioned in 2021 to just buying tons and tons of stuff that luckily I did it then before it really started to price hike on a lot of things like current and modern day, that I got deals I'll look at on eBay and just it'll blow my mind that it'll be twice the price, if not more, just from the 4 years that I started. But started off just getting those sets from my childhood a little bit. Facebook Marketplace deals, which were insane, eBay deals, and just built the collection up and up and up. And I've just had a struggle with. I've always wanted to do a YouTube. I've had a TikTok rolling for quite some time now. It's been since 2021. I don't really post on it anymore, but if you guys do want to see a little bit more from me, you could check that out. But I started off on there doing stuff before it really got popular with some TikTok Lego guys, and started that off rolling. And I've been wanting to do a YouTube channel. Finally, just went and did it. But my biggest struggle is from moving so many times, especially from Virginia to Arizona. That will do it to you when you have to pack everything up like that, bubble wrap everything up and move it all the way across the country. And since then I've had to move my Lego collection about 3 times, from my dad's when I first got here, my first apartment, and this townhouse I'm in now. So I got to the point, unfortunately, where in my Lego room here, it used to be in a storage unit. I just leave everything in the box because I know I'm going to be moving again, and that struggle to put everything back in there is just not worth it to me with how OD of a collector I am. You will learn that over time. That's actually my next video on how to take care of your Lego properly. You'll see a little bit of my OCD side with packing Lego properly, sun protection, and all of that different type of stuff on there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
you've got something you wanted to show us as well. Have you got a picture of that, or because if you've got a picture which might be better, we can blow up on screen, then you could send it over to Slurpy and he can get it blown up for you. But
yeah,
or is it there that you could take it? Would be easier to just put it on. I think I know what it is you're talking about, but
it's been posted up. Yeah, I can go grab it real quick.
Whichever's easier for you, really. I mean, if you want to check a picture, then.
Okay, yeah, I'll just check a picture.
And while he does that, we'll just do a couple more shout-outs because we've got a few more people landing. So, so we got Papa Rex in the house. Nice to see you, Papa Rex, as always. Oaktown, another of our co-hosts.
Shy's in the house.
Probably just got out of bed. Brick House there, looking and working.
I hope everything's hope Shy and everyone down there is okay in LA. It's absolutely devastating watching. Well, they reckon 10,000 homes have been destroyed. Crazy.
Yeah, crazy. I was looking at the pictures today. To be honest with you, I wasn't. I obviously didn't expect Shy to be in the house, but so shout out to Shy, obviously first and foremost. I hope you're keeping safe. But yeah, I did want to put a little sort of PSA about, just I don't know what to say really, because at the moment there's not really anything anyone can do.
It's insane, absolutely insane. It's probably like the most devastating thing to hit the state. I don't think they've always had basically like I know it's a susceptible area to wildfires anyway, and they've always had the wind on their side. This time, not so lucky at all, and it's devastated 10,000 buildings. People have had their insurance cancelled for fire protection. Like it's a full on. There's got to be a relief effort put in for the amount of people that have been displaced.
Yeah,
it's insane.
I saw the picture. I think the Shies may have. I don't know who shared it. Regardless, it was of the Palisades, and where like everything's just completely leveled. You can just see the foundation lines of the houses there for what would be the equivalent of an entire estate here or whatever, and it probably went further than that as well. But it's just. Like the idea of that for me, because weirdly enough, this is obviously not really linked, but weirdly enough, I had a dream last night about like the house catching fire and just like, what would I get out first kind of thing. And obviously what I mentioned, I think in the chat, I don't know where it was with, I think it was on Hive stream when Shy was on. And I was just like, the only situation we've ever been in this country, and again, not that anybody that I know of directly, is when there's a fire, you're like, there's a fire, get what you can out. It's just an isolated incident. But in a situation like that, where it's kind of slowly coming, so effectively you've probably got a little bit more warning than someone who just finds out perhaps their bedroom or the living room's on fire. But in terms of, it's actually probably worse in the long run, because it's not like you just sort of take everything out and put it out in your front garden until, the fire's been sorted and then put things, because, it's just blowing through. So you've got to go as well. And it's only so much you can take with you. So, and if you haven't got anywhere else to go, which most people haven't, or even if you go to families, you can't take all your stuff with them. So it's almost like, I don't know, I wouldn't know where to start. And it blows me away that these people just kind of, and I see these long sort of conveyors of people sort of unloading supplies and stuff like that. And a lot of these people have been, from what I can gather, have been affected by it themselves, or perhaps have already lost their house, but thought, well, I'll do everything I can to make sure that doesn't happen to my neighbor or whatever else, so it's absolute madness, crazy. And I remember it happening, something similar happening about 10, 15 years ago, I think it was. And this seems to be a lot worse than that was. So, and I think they had similar stuff over in Australia as well, I believe, at one point, but in recent history. But absolute madness. Like Padawan said, thoughts, prayers with all those people out there. Not really a lot we can do here, but obviously when things have been fixed and sorted, I think we really need to try and pull together as a community and do some kind of stream or whatever it is we've got to do. If we can all pitch together and do a similar to what Austiff did, but for a named charity that will be involved in that, then I think that's probably the least we could possibly do. But yeah, that's something we can think about and obviously speak to Shy about. But anyway, Shy, nice to see you in the chat, Shy. Cooper as well in the chat. See you there, mate. How's it going? Who else have I missed anybody? No, I think that's it.
And then I forgot a little too in the backstory. I did work at Bricks and Minifigs in 2022 for about 6 to 9 months, which was a great experience working with Lego. It was a part-time, just on the weekends sort of thing, but that gave me a huge insight to the community, really seeing how every single age buys Lego. It goes from kids to all the way up to 60, 70 years old collecting like that. And it's just a beautiful thing to see. I've been in the community, kind of not fully engaged, but it's always been a great community. Then as of recently with that ACOB stream, it just transitioned into meeting so many great people already, including all of you and more people to come in the future. But I'm a real guy. I try to always be honest with stuff, nice as possible. And I always have some little hot takes on Star Wars and stuff like that. And definitely a huge vintage collector. On the top.
No, it's nice, and it makes me feel old calling something that to me is quite recent history, especially because I was an adult when they were launched, calling it vintage because I'm just like
that's crazy.
Oh, what am I then?
Yeah.
Your vintage.
But yeah, anyway, so look, mate, that's a lovely little rundown. Obviously, you've worked your way into our heart, so it's nice, mate. The only thing I keep thinking of, and I know this is kind of negative thinking, but it's like we've got to all try and stay on each other's good sides now for at least the next sort of 6 months.
Exactly.
Because if anybody falls out, it's going to be really awkward. So it's just like tiptoeing around the community. So, but no,
I'm ready to crack open a cool one with you boys. Have fun all week long, and we're gonna make it the best brick world ever. I can guarantee it.
Austiff
So one thing I will just say, guys, is Martin usually is in charge of the chat. So although I've thrown up a couple up here that other people have said, and I don't think I've missed any people, I may have missed the content of some of your comments because I've not been that alert to it. So if anybody, you guys, who don't have the controls, see anything worth throwing up, let me know because I was trying to engage as much as I can with Maul while he was chatting, but rather than sort of looking through chats. But so if anybody has said anything, any questions, because I know we've asked for questions, hot takes, anything like that, just type them again, guys. So I got a better chance of seeing them rather than scrolling up and down like a yo-yo. So the one thing sorry, guys, do anybody want to segue a sec while I look for something?
I got you. While we're speaking of Maul, the dude's a good dude. Like what? I've only known him for like a week and a half. 2 weeks most.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I was just driving down here yesterday. I'm like, I'm gonna shoot that dude a call. And it's just like, the dude's a good dude. Like
Austiff every day, man. It's awesome. Dude.
He was there when Austiff's bricks almost burnt down, literally.
Too soon to use that terminology, but
no, let's just say a section of my carpet caught on fire.
All right, okay.
But
how'd you manage that?
Was that?
How'd you manage that?
Your hair straighteners, is it?
No. We're
curling wand.
There's definitely some illegal electrical issue there. And, so I didn't know this, but I unplugged something. It still had a current, and I accidentally cut into it, and I dropped it because my hand went, and then my carpet was just. Yeah, it just became.
I was like, dude, I could have seen it. Could have been it on FaceTime, man.
I guess it didn't almost burn down, but almost like collapsed, like in its own sense. I was like, oh man, this is.
No. That was a choppy call. I got.
I saw your comment in private chat, Austiff. I'm not like if you want to. Broadcaster, you do it, mate. Like obviously, this isn't. I don't stop people.
Oh, no.
Beating themselves up. But what I was gonna suggest is we try and do something. I mean, as a group.
Yes, different shifts.
I was talking to Hive, and he was saying that he used to have a regular stream that he did with Greg London Bricks, which is before my time, where they used to do 4 hours a piece. So 4 hours on one channel, and flip over. I'm assuming. Britain to America because of the time difference, but like Greg would do 4 hours and then they flick over to 4 hours. So they'd both be on both streams hosting, but like obviously you got a chance to capture a wider audience between the two. I'm not saying we do that necessarily, but I was just thinking about maybe trying to get a few channels involved in something. So we do like, I don't know, 2 hours a piece, and we do like a telethon type thing or a marathon type thing where it's like 2 hours here, 2 hours there, which we'd already kind of talked about as a kind of distant idea. But I think this will jog us into doing something a bit sooner, especially with this, as soon as we find out what this relief effort is.
Mm-hmm.
So I think at this point, there's no charity kind of in place necessarily that. And again, we want focus should be on those people being safe at the moment rather than us, talking about boosting our channels, because it almost seems a bit impersonal to talk like that. But I think if we're going to do it, I think we plan it and we just try and see if we can do like a hopscotch between some channels and everybody.
I was trying to say like, oh, me. I wasn't trying to say that. I was just like
No. I'm not suggesting you were, but I'm conscious of the fact that we're talking about, because all channels are me effectively. If you've got one, you're doing that anyway. You know what I mean? Because that's all it is.
Really, not all the time.
Well, yeah, but what I'm saying is you don't make a channel for nobody to watch. Do you see what I mean? So, but what I'm saying is I think you're dead right. We do need to do it, but I think we structure it. But mate, if you're, obviously you're fired up to do it, which obviously, it's amazing. But yeah, so effectively, what I was gonna say, guys, is Austiff is like straight away announce it here 24-hour stream Austiff's bricks very, very soon. Which like I said, I ain't gonna stop him from doing that. He can do what he likes on his channel.
I wanted the idea of a community.
Yeah, I think it would help, and then we can maybe stretch it beyond 24 hours potentially, but.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see.
Oh gosh, that was so much fun doing that stream, having so many people come in and out, meeting so many people, getting everyone's insights and different topics and such like that. The 18 hours went by like that. It was insane. My mouth, my cheeks, I had a little marks from smiling so much just because it was so much fun.
I was gonna say, mate. Yeah, I don't think I saw you not smile even when you had that blanket pulled up around your thing. You still
exactly. I was still cheesing, man. Oh, I absolutely love it. You got everyone in this community, and it's just amazing to me, and it's improved my life so much just from the start of this year, talking to everyone, getting out of my shell, because that's one of my issues. I'm just bad with doing that type of stuff. It's getting out of the shell, talking and stuff like that.
Yeah. I still think there's probably a barrier there for a lot of people because, it's all well and good speaking to people on the phone, text, voice note. But then when you meet in person, I think there's still going to be that, that bit of ice to break potentially. But I don't think that'll last long when you know enough about each other, so.
It helps if you're like super confident as well. Like I'm the most confident person in the world. I could meet you for 5 minutes and I'll make you feel like we've known each other for 20 years. Like it's easy. Yeah. It's all good.
That's how 100%. All of you guys on the panel. It's just like boom, like you were saying how fast I got in. It's just boom, immediate click. It's amazing. Man.
Just to ease your guys' nerves, like for Brickroll, dude. I maybe only got to like 2 times. And me and that dude were just chilling on one of the couches in the rally, just talking for a few hours. Like, everyone's just like, chill.
Oh, it's gonna be so great. Oh.
So, guys, we've had Lego Timmy jump in. Was he first to comment? He wasn't.
No.
Timmy, what have you been doing, mate? Since you got this full-time job, Timmy, you haven't had time to. You haven't had the same amount of time. Pockets Masters in the house. We've got True Squadron in the house. How we doing, Kennedy? A couple of guys jumping on here. We're almost on 20 viewers. Guys, I don't normally do this because it just doesn't come naturally to me. But if you haven't already, well, like the stream, please. You should be able to do that without leaving. But
this stream.
And one thing I will just say
go back
briefly,
and watch the intro too, and then hit live again.
One thing I will just say briefly. What are we on? How many likes?
Dang, that's what I'm talking about. Let's go.
I can't see it.
17. Speaking of
likes.
Shohei Ohtani.
19. So we had 21 heads in and only 17 likes. What's happening, guys?
What?
It takes 4 people. You better like it right now. I'm gonna be Tyler right now. Like the stream.
We shouldn't even move on.
So, guys, what I will briefly say though is there's a couple of comments there, positive comments about the 24-hour stream, which I think is going to go down in legend. But what I will definitely say is, what's up, Terminator? Yeah. What I will definitely say is, when we're going briefly back to the stream we were just talking about, I think the person who's got to be in charge and got to be organising it, and it's got to be Austiff. again, don't want to put that pressure on him. But if somebody's gonna be leading the way and going to be organising it, for him to have done that for his first ever, live stream on his channel, I don't know, I would have been in pieces. So yeah, hats off, mate. But yeah, I think if anybody's got to be in charge of that, it's got to be you, mate, because you've got that. You've obviously got that golden touch when it comes to stuff like that. So
look, all I gotta say to that is, I'm hot and unemployed. I can scrounge it together.
Austiff's about to cook up some good stuff too here soon. I won't spoil anything. But oh my gosh, it's coming up here soon. You better be subbing to him. Notification bells rung.
He's got his own episode next week, so let's not. We're going to keep people coming back. So we'll announce that later on in the show. Okay, so
high compliments here.
It's like goat. So when they say goat, do they mean like an actual goat, or is it like something different?
Greatest of all time.
Greatest of all time.
Yeah.
What?
When did this become?
You've never heard of goat? No way.
An American
You're
thing,
mental.
no?
We've used that terminology in this stream multiple times.
Yeah, the goat.
Very connected the dots.
Your adversary is giving you a giant compliment there.
Dude.
Lego Timmy's like, that's high praise.
Timmy, in that case, Timmy, you're the goat of the comment section. That's all right.
He's the goat of just lurking, waiting for someone to add a scheduled video.
Austiff, can I show the picture?
Also, surely you know what means bro. No, honestly, I just saw people just always
Even I know, like, isn't Tom Brady's nickname the GOAT?
Yeah.
Like, they call him the GOAT.
Well, hang about. It started with LL Cool J. I gotta say, it started with LL Cool J. And if you've been to the Queens, if been to New York and been to Queens, where they got the monument of LL Cool J in, where they shot Men in Black, where those two kind of, it's the world, the World's Fair.
Mm-hmm.
That park, because we went there to visit Queens, and they got a bust of LL Cool J, and in the thing on the bottom has got an actual picture of a goat, like in bronze, saying, because he obviously came up with that phrase first back in like the 80s or whatever it was. So and then it just died for years, and then came back like in the last 5 or 6 years, or as far as I know anyway. But that's the first time I saw it, and even when I saw that, when I went to New York, like what it was 3 or 4 years ago, I was like, goat, I don't get it, what's he on about? But anyway, so guys, Slurpy, you'll have to help me out with this, mate, because I'm on Brickset trying to get just a list of the 1999 figures, and it only goes back as far as 2004. What's that about? Am I doing something wrong?
Well, look,
No, go on Google.
Try,
Shit, you're not. Go on Google, type in Lego Star Wars 1999, and it's the first thing that comes up is the Brickset link, and just click on that.
Right. Can you sort that for me?
Whittakee,
Can you sort that for me, Slurpy?
So,
guys, while Slurpy hopefully sorts that for me, because he's tapping away, I'm hoping he's doing it for me.
Just sets? Sorry.
Just the sets, yeah. It should be 13 sets.
Look at that.
Hot off the West End, starring alongside Ian McKellen and who else can I say? Is Martin, aka Whittakee, and he's back. Yeah, it looks like you've been on holiday with the sunglasses and everything, mate. But
yeah,
and the tash is gone.
It's gone. Yes.
So yeah, so you were doing a 6-day run of Babes in the Wood?
Yes.
Was it?
Yeah.
So a 6-day run of Babes in the Wood. It wasn't the West End though. What was the place you were doing it? Oh, wait a sec. Let me.
It's an amateur fanatic, but yeah.
Eee. Oh, that's 7 days now. Yeah, that's 7 days, isn't it?
Ready? Here you go.
Dun, dun, dun.
Is that Whittakee?
Oh, hell yeah.
Let's go.
Look at
One of my
that.
parts. I had 3 parts.
Nice.
Knackered.
So yeah, just a couple of W's in the chat for Whittakee for what do they call it? Pounding the boards? No, is it pounding? What do they call it when you've been on stage? What's the terminology for doing stage? Is it?
He's just a thespian. That's
yeah. I thought it was called pounding the boards, something like that. But anyway, pounding the boards on the West End or whatever it was, and then
right,
still.
Ultra Bricks is saying I'm very quiet.
You are quiet, mate, yeah. But yeah, so Dub's in the
that's
chat
up
for
there,
Martin,
man.
and then coming straight from his final showing of the. Because don't you guys go out for like a celebratory drink and stuff like that? You've skipped that to come here instead.
Says my mic volume is full on.
Try on the computer on the phone.
Yeah, we did that last night.
Oh right, okay. Right,
on
so
it
yeah.
Last year.
Yeah. Got on it hard,
no,
Martin. Yeah.
I had one drink, and that was enough.
Just one. Those are rookie.
Well, I was driving as well.
No,
So
Whittakee, you're coming to Brick World.
yeah,
You're
but I
gonna
was driving.
Make those numbers go up.
Austiff, I was driving.
5 and driving, it. Be all right.
So,
and
that's the first
guys,
drink I've had in a year. So
guys, don't.
Plus we had another show today. So
Yeah.
we had another show. Last one.
Yeah,
today.
strange that they didn't do it after the last show. What's that about then?
Well, we normally do it on a Saturday night.
Yeah, it makes sense, I
normally
guess.
We don't do a matinee on the Sunday, but it's a pantomime, so we obviously do more shows.
Right. Anyway,
Good turnout
congratulations,
for a
mate.
day.
And, yeah, I was going to say, was it sellout every night?
No.
All right.
It was busy Saturday matinee because we get like lots of Cubs and Scouts coming and stuff, and it was busy this matinee. But no, some of the nights were Wednesday night. We had about 20 people.
So, so next year, when we're all a bit broke and we can't afford to go to Brick World, perhaps we'll all come along and watch your show live instead, mate. Might be the next best thing.
Welcome. Might be a bit hard for the Americans, but
Whittakee, question for you: are you gonna have a show in November?
in November, no.
He's coming to the
got one
UK,
in
isn't
May.
he? So
Got another one in
you
May.
just have to
and
come
then
and.
we've got the pantomime.
You'll have to do 2 trips, mate. If you want to do a 48-hour round trip to Arizona, surely, it's probably less to come over to the UK, drive from London to sort of Wales or Southwest, drive back and go back than it would be to do 48 hours round trip to Arizona. So
Actually, there's one more
anyway.
with the whole cast as well. There you go.
That's
Full screen, man.
you there.
I'm sure
wait
they
a sec,
won't
wait a
mind.
sec.
That's you in the far left, isn't it?
Yes.
I can't. My thing is playing that, mate. There you go.
Yeah.
I can't see the Tash though.
I can
No.
somewhat see the shadow.
It's there. Don't worry. It's there.
Are you
Yeah.
are you glad it's
shouldn't have
gone?
just drawn her.
I-
You shouldn't
I
have drawn
am
on with
glad it's
Sharpie like Austiff did. Have you
Well, I
seen?
had
Have you
three
seen
different characters,
Austiff?
So I had it normal, then I had it grade where I was a ghost, and then I had it black when I was
Have you s-
Scarlet.
Have you
No,
seen?
no.
Have you seen Austiff's Tash on his ID? It looks like he's drawn around with Sharpie.
Do you want me to go
It's
grab
hilarious.
it?
Before we
got-
move on as
yeah.
well, I'd just like to say,
You're back.
Slurpy, that start is fantastic.
Oh no, thank you. No,
I've
thanks.
been watching. I've been watching for the past, from the beginning,
Oh.
but I was just a bit knackered and getting myself ready.
No, no
So we
sweat.
got 19 people. We got 19 people on at the moment. Why don't we just play it again?
I
21 people. That's the most we've had all stream. Let's play it again. This
Right. I gotta just give like
Whoa.
a.
the world premiere.
I have to
Let's
give like
go.
a little note. There is a freeze for the first 10 seconds because of the. I have to time it up with the timer, so bear with me, guys.
I thought we were gonna have 10 seconds of Martin again.
That's what it is. We're gonna have
I
Martin.
didn't see that. I just thought it started from 9.
All
No,
right, we'll see you this time.
It should play. I don't know if it'll play. Oof.
It's awesome. I love the
So
sound
good.
effects right at the end. Awesome.
Yeah, no.
Well done, Slurpy.
That was class. We do need to add Oaktown. We do need to add Oaktown in there somehow as well, because don't want to leave anybody out. But
well, Oaktown, if you're listening, send me a video clip on Instagram.
I'll tell you straight away what Oaktown's is going to look like, though. Oaktown's going to look like this. Yeah. The top of his head.
Building off stream and off camera.
Right, can you take the chat? Are you able to take the chat back, Martin? Because I've fallen apart without you, mate.
Yeah, more than welcome. So good evening, everyone that I've missed, that I haven't been.
What do you think of that intro, though, guys, in the chat? What do we think? Max out of 10.
Should we get rid of it?
Yeah. 11.
I saw more of it that time than I did the first time. I missed Padawan. I missed Austiff the first time, so.
I'll say this now: if you guys want to donate to us so we can pay for StreamYard, it'll look really good.
Yeah, I still got another 900. I think the viewing time will be all right for. I don't think I'll have a problem with that. But it's the 900. It's the 900 subscribers we need.
Isn't it like $400 a year or something like that, or more?
Yeah, no, I'm just talking about for us to be monetized so people can start donating.
Wait, speak of StreamYard, I think mine's broken.
Giving it 15.
That blows my mind. I meant to respond to your comment too, Gohan. Because I did a Minecraft YouTube channel back in like 2014 to 2016 or so. That's why I have like 350 subs or whatever. But I got monetized back then, having only like 100 or so.
Really?
That blew my mind going back into it now, seeing you need 1,000. Because I even had the little partnership everyone did. There was some like Fire or some little website like that. I had the partnership. I mean, I made $1 a month, like $5 a month max, but still able to get monetized. That kind of blows my mind that they make you wait so long now.
It's honestly not a goal at all, because that was never the intention. And look, obviously, if it does naturally get to that for whatever reason, then obviously we'll put it back into StreamYard or into the show however we can. But that's not something I'm really focusing on, to be honest with you, if I'm realistic.
Going premium with StreamYard just unlocks such an amazing amount of extra features you can do, which could enhance the viewing experience. So,
but even Fit Lego guy, was chatting to him, and he said that he did similar to Austiff, where he logged on, and there was a promotion or an offer on where he could get so much, and I'm like, oh, sorry, there were an opportunity for a free trial he had. And I'm like, I've never been offered anything like that. The cheapest available upgrade from the free version, obviously, is 68 quid a month.
Yeah.
Which is
ridiculous.
Last time I looked, it was like 24 a month. What?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know whether it must change depending on how much you already use it, because I don't ever remember looking at it when I first started. And every month I get a notice to say that you're coming up to your maximum amount of free streaming time. I think it's like 20 hours a month. I don't know.
What you could do is just make a new email and then do a new account, and then because your YouTube is separate, so you can just link the YouTube to the new account. So it's like it's not end of the world. Like it's not like you got to start a whole new channel. It's just you got to create a new StreamYard account to attach this YouTube channel.
No, that's a good point. But I don't think I'd be comfortable paying for it.
No.
Like I said, a free trial would be one thing, but then once that free trial runs out, we just kind of go downhill. So I think we just make do as we are. Like I said, if we can customize it ourselves by doing things like what Slurpy's done, then we're laughing. So I'm trying to work on some new music and some ideas for doing some, like, I wouldn't say not super chats, but something similar to that, where we can kind of celebrate things. But anyway, so 1999 sets, guys. Let's dive into it. Did you manage to get the thingy to work, Slurpy? Because I can't.
Yeah, so I have Brickset open here, and I also have a bunch of promotional material from 1999 as well. As
what do you want to do first? Should we do the adverts first to kind of break us into the?
Yeah, well, I'll start off by showing. Maul had you purchased something.
Mayo? Sorry,
can you all see this?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
It was crazy. It was one of just a random night. Yeah. It was like at midnight on eBay. I was just Lego Star Wars newly listed, buy it now. Popped up. snagged. If it wasn't that late at night, I guarantee it would have been snagged earlier. But I only paid like $30 for it or so.
Damn.
I can find it on here. And then, unfortunately, that broken. It wasn't broken, but he just dropped it right before he was about to ship it, and it somehow snapped off. But she then refunded me even more money, so I think it was like.
Where does that come from? That would be next to Anakin's head, would it?
Yeah. It's supposed to be like a corner shelf display, like that little piece that was off. I think hanged on to.
I see.
Shelf
Right.
Yeah.
I would just maybe cut it so it's completely.
I think I might do. I think I'm gonna tape the backside of it, both like double-sided, and I think if I tape it good enough, you won't be able to tell too much.
Do it from the back.
Can I give you like a little bit of trivia about the Qui-Gon here?
Please.
The lightsaber that Qui-Gon uses, I think it's like this on some of the box art. It's a prototype too. I think it's a prototype.
It's a custom.
Shoot, I never noticed that.
Ooh, what a spot.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can.
That looks dope too.
It's either this one or it's the the set that he duels Maul on Tatooine.
Yeah.
I think
it's called like Duel on Tatooine.
Yeah, that one's different. Because I've got one in my hand there now, and it's completely different.
Yeah.
God,
I remember reading something about that actually. Yeah. Because isn't there a set that I think Ryan's got, M&R has got, where there's a different lightsaber hilt in there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the 1999 introduction, this Lego Star Wars promo, that box thing, it had like and it had like bubble shaped on the top blade too.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Which you can get a little taste of that in their new $150 book. They give you a little reproduction of it if you are interested.
It's worth the money.
Yeah, is anybody getting that book? That second book?
If it goes on sale for like $100,
I got the first book. I don't need the second.
Yeah, I was gonna say I got so many of those Lego books. I'm just thinking. I mean, they're gonna get cheap shit, and then of course next year it'll all be out of date anyway. So.
Yeah, I only got the new one because it had the Zam Wessel pictures in it.
Right. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's why I got it.
You're a stand for Zan.
You think they would have waited another year to do that book because if they're gonna have the $1,000 Death Star?
Yeah.
I mean,
absolutely.
That's an excuse to do another book, though, isn't it? That's the thing.
I just want to say, like,
you wanna? Okay.
Maul, you're on about like the way the boxes looked. I mean, this is more recent, but Lego stopped doing physical photography for their products.
Yes,
it's all renders now.
When did they stop doing that?
It had to be during COVID, maybe even before it.
I'd say like 2017, maybe.
Yeah, I had. It feels recent, but it probably was a little longer.
Yeah.
That's why there's always you get like render issues or like you see the Titanic and the red looks amazing, and then in person you notice, the red's actually all different colors, or helmet holes on the 501st is all over the place. Like,
so you telling me that these boxes I've got now, this isn't the actual picture of Lego. This is a render.
I'll show you. See, all of these boxes behind me are all renders. All of these here are all renders. I think maybe these two might not be because they're a homage. But
so I got this now, and you're telling me that's not the actual Lego.
All digital.
So
what the hell?
Boys, I'm currently reading this article here.
Santa ain't real too, man.
Reading
How can you tell?
2017 is the end of real product.
Well,
I think 2017 was the end.
When they have the figures bending their legs, and that's obviously. But
it's just the lighting is quite obvious.
Like before it broke. If you want to full screen me, that's how it was before he snapped the thing. Looked a lot cleaner, but yeah, look at wasn't lying. $30. But then he eventually refunded me like $10 too, so it was really $20.
Fair play.
That's a steal. Man.
Insane. I was like, all right, nope, we're buying it real quick. That's done.
I don't think I'm going to be able to sleep tonight now, knowing this isn't real Lego. I just it looks so good though.
I know.
I mean, I've seen renders of people's like mocks and stuff, and you can tell. But that is just so clean. Anyway.
I don't have the box, but the most obvious one is, you know, the 501st Specialist Battle Pack from 2 years ago? I agree. So, like, in the 501st box art, I think the attachments the clones have, right, it's attached incorrectly, and it's due to the render, but...
Just nothing. And Maya won't like this set, but this is actually, I've got this new on eBay for like $80 sealed, and it was the first vintage set I ever built from brand new. But come on, guys, you just can't tell me that all these shots in the back doing the alternative builds like that. Come on. And I personally, I like this. I like the vintage blue, even like with the TIE Fighter and stuff like that. I personally just love that look, everything wise on this box. And then another heater as well. I would show you guys a crap ton more, but they're just somewhere in my room that I can't find, or I won't be able to grab too quick. But come on.
Damn. Yeah. That's sealed, right? That's just the box. Oh, right, okay.
Instructions are
yeah, see, now I've never been a keeper of boxes, but I can understand those kind of boxes being kept because
Matic's fucking full of them.
Anything new, I just flatten them and just put it in a bag just in case I do sell in the future. Because when I first collected, I kept them all, but they just don't hit the same. These though, any set, even I would say before. I'd say like 2014 and below, I'm going to keep the box crisp and mint.
Yeah, I get what you're saying there, brick by brick together.
I agree.
The thing is about the 1990s sets is it is, but only compared to Lego sets now. So, obviously, I think if you were a kid buying them and receiving them and you kind of grew up, they grow with you. And I think that, that's the same for all Lego, I guess. But for me, because I saw them launched and I remember being involved in the Star Wars community, not the Lego community, and I've got some magazines which I was hoping to dig out for this. I've got some Lego magazines I used to collect. I can't remember it's called Star Wars Insider magazines. Where in there you see people making what is now called mocks. It wouldn't have been called that then. They literally call it something else, of Star Wars sets like X-Wings and stuff that they've made using Lego pieces. But obviously this was like 90s, mid-90s, early 90s up to mid-90s, before there was even talk of any such thing. And I've got pictures of all those, and looking at those, they look, at the time I remember looking at them thinking, I've never even thought of doing that. I'm gonna have to go and get the Lego from my mum's house, which obviously I'd moved away by that point. I'm gonna have a go at trying to build some of these, which I never ended up doing. And then of course they ended up launching it, so I was respectful of it, because even though I was an adult when they launched, and I wasn't really going to buy the sets at that point because I didn't think there was such a thing as an adult. To me, I saw these sets and was like, kind of like, I must be the only person buying a Lego set in 1999 who's an adult. Bought one just to kind of get in on the action. And then I remember looking at them and thinking, wow, this is amazing. Because the Lego at the time, obviously it was still advanced for the Lego at the time, in my opinion. So I can respect it from that point of view. But you're right. You look back at them now. If we were to pull them up now, like particularly the Darth Maul's Infiltrator, you compare that to the current ones, and it just looks shocking. But in itself, I don't think it's a bad set.
What was so cool too, like this box had this cardboard box and
the
kept
tray.
it strong like that. Just come on, even like I just even get nostalgia, and I'm kind of weird. But
so it was one bag as well, then, wasn't it? 1 or 2 bags. Yeah. Not numbered.
Like 3, 5 bags in here. And then what I was just saying earlier, it's like these things they used to include, because I got this new and sealed box, like just getting stuff like this. You just don't see this stuff in modern sets like that. You don't get these cool little booklets showing you everything going up, all of this stuff. And this is not even the only one, too. Ooh, I should try and... Sorry about that. I should try and mail this in and see what I can
try
get.
to smell.
And like, too, it's like this. Come on, like this shoots me right in the nostalgia heart.
That Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan pose.
Just good.
Yes. And I think, does it have the same saber as that thing, too? I think.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, they both have.
backward hit
Obi-Wan is
style.
mint.
Justin, you should ring customer service and say like, I'm missing a certain piece from this. I have the code from the instruction manual.
Exactly.
I'm missing the lightsaber hilts. Can you send it to me? I bet they're worth a bomb. If you
Then
can get
come
all of them.
on,
In Chrome
just
as
like
well.
this. Come on, guys. Like, that just
Yeah.
great. Love it. So
I'm sorry to ask. Could you show that like front page one more time?
Yeah,
That
of
was
course.
So cool.
This will
Yeah.
definitely get framed
The
up.
chromed out in a boot. Oh man, that is so.
It's not the Chrome
There's some
Naboo
cool-
fighter, is it?
Oh, it just
No.
looks like the shine on it. It looks like they put the chrome on there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
just
oh, it
looks
does,
so
yeah.
Classics, man. Even just like
love
these bags with the little holes in it.
Perforation in it.
Aye.
Yeah.
They're actually like just like I have a couple of sealed like Lego space sets, and it's like I know when I open them, there's a certain smell from them.
There is a certain
Like,
smell.
it-
It's true. It just smell. I agree with you completely on that.
You heard it here first,
Old.
guys. Lego
That's what it
smells.
is. That's what the
Yeah.
smell is.
It's a good
Old.
smell. It's a nostalgia kind of vintage smell.
That smell you
Yeah.
can't beat it.
Christ knows why I smell like
kept
that.
this up, by the way, because I'm quite surprised that Muttley's only got one sealed 1999 set.
What, Matley? You're letting the side on there, mate.
He's only got what? He's only got one of them sealed.
I had one a couple of years ago, but
I've got one
busted up.
sealed.
Yeah, I had the 7111, which is the vulture droid. Oh, it was called
I've
something
got a
else. Then.
sealed boy.
Hell.
Which one have you got?
9904, I got
I'll go
about
for get it.
6
Give me a sec.
We can
I only
compete
have
with Motley.
one OG.
Yeah, mine just had the when I opened it. And I was back into the community then, and I bought. I finally busted open. I didn't make a big thing of it either, which I probably should have, because everybody afterwards was like, "Why didn't you like video that or whatever?" But it was just one bag, and the little tray or whatever. And I remember thinking, "Oh wow!" I remember when Lego was just one big or maybe 2 or 3 bags, not numbered. Crazy.
Yeah.
And then the instructions as well were another thing altogether. Like
This boy is
could
girthy too. Like, yeah.
yeah, massive.
And
Just
the
the- it
look,
was-
that background. Oh.
They were always the size of the box. I always remember. So they were, depending on what,
Yep,
that should be
yep.
the same dimension as your box, or 2-dimensional of your box, right?
Yeah. It's
Got
about
all
it.
that.
Just a little bit smaller.
Ah, there you go. Yeah. So the bigger your box, the
A
bigger the instructions.
girthy manual.
I think we
Nice.
talked about this about
Nice.
the manuals, but the amount of ink that they just use to print
Box
space, like it's I think the inside's blue, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, is it? Aye. It's like that. They didn't need to do that.
Yeah. The only sealed original set I have is the original Episode 2 Obi-Wan Jedi Starfighter. That is sweet.
Ooh, heater.
That's great.
Oh, shit.
Nice,
They even have
nice.
comics in here too.
What?
The
All
first
sealed.
deal was only for 10 years, was it? I didn't know that.
Wait. Can
What's
you,
up, Darren?
Padawan, can you show the bottom corner in the front one more time?
Which one?
Bottom in the front of the box? Where it has like the little cart? That little
Oh,
thing
yeah.
in the bottom, that's from the video game, ain't it? You can play it, you can drive it. And
Yeah.
Yeah, you can drive it around. Yeah.
Death Star, isn't it too?
Yeah, it's in that one too, yeah.
Because that's
Padawan,
supposed to
how much did
be.
you
I
get
can't
it
remember his
for and
name.
when?
I bought it off a friend of mine who owns a shop. He owns his own, like, it's all basically Star Wars. And anytime vintage Lego Star Wars goes into a shop, I'm like, he messaged me on Instagram first and is like, "Do you want it?" And he sold me this for, I want to say, 80, and it was sealed. Knowing full well it goes for more, he was like, "I don't care, it's
Oh,
going to you." So,
oh, great lad.
You
I think
boys
I
are
bought-
lucky out there. Oh.
That's
I
big,
bought
isn't it? On
like
the-
I've bought loads of stuff of him, vintage stuff, but like this is like the first ever X-wing they've ever released. I'm pretty sure this came out before the UCS X-wing.
Yeah.
What's up,
Because
Shreddy?
UCS X-wing came out in 2000, didn't it? So
Shitty.
this is officially the first ever
Yeah.
Lego X-wing. So I was like,
Ready?
well, I gotta have it.
I think it's the first set they ever
Epic-
did, right?
yeah.
I think
It's
it
the
might be
first
the
set.
first. Is it the first?
Is it
set they ever-
7101?
No, it's 7140. Is this the first main mass-produced one, or did they do? No, they did the smaller ones first, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
They did the smaller ones. So they did. So 7101, which was the lightsaber
Lightsaber duel
duel.
with Qui-Gon and Maul.
Yeah.
No, because the the all the Phantom Menace sets were the second wave, because the Milver. If I remember.
Oh no,
rightly.
he's right actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the code numbers they did. Is 7? I can't remember, but I'm sure the first half was classic sets.
Yeah, there was. So it's the X-wing. There was a
The
few
numbers
others.
don't mean anything, I don't think.
Snow Speeder.
Yeah.
X-wing, Snow Speeder, Land Speeder.
Let's get the list up, shall we? Let's just start digging through it.
The only
I'm going to just.
X-wing, Snow Speeder, Land Speeder, TIE Fighter, and Y-wing.
Do we want to do the adverts first, Slurpy, or do we want to dive into the list, or what?
I'm fine doing the adverts, if that's okay.
Yeah, go for it.
Quick,
let's play
run
some of
through
these adverts. Let's carry on. We're doing a bit of gushing here over the 1999 sets. Let's get those juices flowing for everybody else as well.
It's like a comic, two boys. Like, come on, guys.
Yeah, hold that thought, Maul, because we'll
video or advert.
Let's do a video.
No, I'm gonna play it without sound because I'm afraid of getting copyright. Or
yeah.
What do you... Right, everyone, buckle in. This is, I can't tell if this is... Right, this first one is for the very first wave.
It does mute us automatically as well. It does mute us automatically as well, by the way, so...
Well, this is for the original trilogy wave in February of 1999. Pure goofy.
Wow.
Hey, that one was holding.
Yeah, so... Right, yeah. Because the film didn't come out till May, did it? Phantom Menace, so...
Yeah.
That kid looks so happy.
Could you imagine pulling someone from 1999, getting their first Lego set, and just dropping them in 2025 and go, look at this shit? And they'd be like, what the...
Look where we've come. But also, there was only 5 sets there then. Was that the original? Oh, we'll have a look at the wave in a sec, I guess. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. But I thought it was split 6 and 7, but I might be wrong. But I guess
it
we'll
looks
find
like
out.
there's 5 there, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we've got the X-Wing. Right, so because I've got all of the first wave. I call it the first wave, but I mean the first year. So I've got all of the 1999 sets. None of them are boxed. And yeah, because obviously I just think of it as, and I, to be honest with you, thinking about it, I don't think I've built any of the ones on this screen yet.
Could you imagine telling someone in 1999 the Mos Espa Pod Race Mos Espa Pod Race set that came out in 1999 was the most expensive set? It was $90. Could you imagine bringing someone from then to now and saying, yeah, you got 10x multiply that to get the most expensive set, which is insane.
Yeah, it's madness. And the difference in the amount of pieces as well for the exact same set, like 12 years later, whatever it was. Jesus.
There's nothing beats.
I mean, like the retail. I mean, we'll go through the sets in a sec, but do you want me to play the? Do you want to go through some of the paper adverts from the time, or play the prequel video?
Yeah, do the paper ads. Yeah. What's the price on it?
$12.99.
What store is that? Trying to see that.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, that's sweet.
Oh yeah, these. I remember these.
That is awesome.
Yeah, it was so good.
Just a style to them.
They just don't do it like they used to anymore, do they?
No, I know.
No.
So clean.
When Vader took time out of his day in the Emperor's throne room to advertise Lego.
He wasn't too angry that day.
That's class.
Oh, so no,
I think the whole thing.
Is that all 5 sets then? Yeah. So okay. So have you got the Darth Maul one then as well?
I do.
So that would mean there was 8 sets for the Phantom Menace, and I'm assuming I can't think of them off the top of my head.
And it just takes me to a thought. It's just like I feel like they just did stuff a little better back then. They just did stuff so much cooler to me.
100%, 100%.
This was such a big deal for Lego back then, though.
See, there's only 5 there as well. We must be missing some. I'm sure there was 13.
Yeah, I mean, there probably is like stunted releases as well. Like some of the Phantom Menace sets it says it came out in April, and then the Droid Fighter came out in May.
Oh, really? I thought it was
It's
two.
strange, aye.
I thought it was 2 drops. I thought it was like February and then again in like September, October. But
can I point one thing out with this one?
Yeah.
If you zoom in on like where it has all the minifigures, with Star Wars, if you can zoom in on that, is that our first look at like a very first Queen Amidala?
Yeah.
Yep.
Because they had the 2 different symbols, so even the box art then changed for the 2.
Imagine we got that. That would have been so sweet. Oh.
Oh, they would have been bankrupt if they tried to make Amidala back then. Like
That's true. That's true.
What
They're
annoys me is
saving grace.
Darth Maul in this holding a Lego double-bladed lightsaber as well, which still doesn't exist now.
No.
So
yeah,
so crazy to me.
So yeah, you take somebody from 1999 and jump them forward, and it'd be like, "What? You still haven't had this?"
Yeah, exactly.
His
You
eyes
still
are
have
like,
the same droid mold. What?
Hi, look at that. Look at his expression.
It's like looks like he just got turned on to Coca-Cola. He's like, "Cool, yeah, give me some more."
Yeah, I was going to say,
It's like a different type to me.
Pepsi was the main sponsor of the Star Phantom Menace as well, wasn't it?
That's why he went to Coke.
Yeah.
These good.
I actually forget where I got half of these.
I had so much stuff that I could have dug out. I had magazines with things in. I got some point of sale from stores. I got all the Lego builds, and I just didn't have time to dig any of it out because I can't lift any crates at the moment. All my stuff is crated up in here. I can't lift any of it.
I understand that.
What we got here? Because one thing I will say is that two of the sets they released that year were effectively the same set, because you had the pod race 3-pack, and then you also had the single pod racer from that 3-pack, which obviously Anakin's came as 2 separate sets.
And one of my favorite things from back then, when they did the character packs like that with the 3 little stands, you got the cards in the back of it. I don't think that was 99, or maybe it was a couple years later, but those things like that,
2000, 2001.
I have all of those, luckily. Those things, and then they try to say, "Oh, we can't sell minifigures individually," blah 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 blah. Did it then? It was just a little card and stand.
You said about Pepsi. I know it's not Lego, but it was from the 1999 movie.
Yeah,
I got loads of that stuff as well. Yeah,
and I see
it was everywhere, wasn't it? It was literally everything. I remember, for those of you guys who remember it, it was everywhere. Because obviously George Lucas always had his finger on the pulse with merchandising, but not a single shop you went in didn't have something, whether it be drink, food, sweets, chocolate, crisps. It was like, and I worked in food retail at the time, and literally, I think it must have been about 50 brands, like Bird's Eye fish fingers and stuff like that. Everything had something on it.
It's funny, my son found them in the cupboard the other day when they came round. He said to my daughter, he said, "Look, these cups are older than you."
Oh, you're getting me jealous, Cool-Han. I wish I could have been alive during that. Oh, God.
At the time, I got to say, it was giving me a bit of a note. As a Star Wars fan who'd been waiting, all my life at that point, I guess, for a new film to come out, and I was like, Christ, it's giving me a nosebleed, because it was like being rammed down our throats. And it was the right way to do it, to build the hype again. And obviously merchandising wasn't like it was then. I remember, because I worked obviously in that food retailer from like 1996. And by the time we got to 1999, it just completely changed, because you didn't see products or films being advertised on like jars of coffee and bottles of pop. It just never happened. And all of a sudden it was just like, bang, it was everywhere. And it was just like cereal. And there was stuff to collect in each. So I collected all the little figures from the cereal. Send away stuff on pop. There was stuff on alcohol. There was stuff on milk, yogurts, everything you can think of that kids or even adults were going to buy. It was crazy. It was everywhere. Chocolate.
And there was some like ridiculous stuff too.
Sorry, Austin. What are you saying?
So when you said you're doing the food retail then. Slurpy, I'm going to send it to you now if you want to full screen it. Did you ever see one of these, like when you were doing the stocking or whatever? Because I'm very curious. They made a good amount of them, but not a whole lot survived. But they were the MTT coolers.
Oh, so cool.
Nice.
And you could put the little droid head on top of it.
Nothing that cool, but also the MTT. Oh, yeah, sorry, it wasn't the first movie. Of course it was, yeah. I'm thinking of something else. No, the Lego set didn't come out in that first wave, though, did it? But yeah, no, you're right. I didn't see anything like that. Probably in the cinema, maybe.
They're so baller.
And Fit Lego guy, you are completely correct. They printed so much stuff for even that Sith Infiltrator. They just printed so much stuff.
This Austiff.
Oh yeah, that's a classic.
Yeah, that's it.
What the hell?
If some TikToker went viral doing that. Oh my god.
I'd love to be able to work out what the scale of that is. What are those? Are those normal sized cans?
Yeah.
No. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're cans.
They have, yeah,
so
they
that
are.
thing must be massive. Is there a handle
Hey,
to carry
George
it?
really
Like,
did. He really did.
Austiff, if you don't turn up to the Rennie now with one of these full of
Yeah.
beers, then you've let the side down, mate.
Very.
They're like 400.
Nah,
bucks
Scooby Doo
right
cool
now.
is fucking cool, man.
I will say I did order one of these bad boys.
No,
Oh.
serious.
No way.
There is a handle on it, by the way. It's
Do
up
you
here,
have it?
not-
Oh,
Okay.
I just got it on Thursday.
No way. All right, we're FaceTiming. You're showing me that after.
Bring it
oh
out.
my gosh.
No, I
You got it
ordered it
now.
on Thursday. I won't have it
Oh,
till
oh.
the week.
So will you have it in time for your show next week?
Maybe. Because it's going from Japan.
How much did you
Guys,
pay? Out of curiosity.
Another world exclusive.
310.
Nice. It was a new
Yeah,
one.
10.
Dude, you gotta
Imagine-
bring. If you want to bring that to Brick. Oh my god.
Oh, yeah,
Come with the
dude.
Coke.
No, with Coors. The cool latte.
This is the best merch from the Phantom Menace. Better than all the Lego. The count.
Yes.
Jar
Yo,
Jar
the
Binks.
yeah.
Oh,
I remember
gosh.
having one of these.
Oh, rancid. Hey, that's the stuff of nightmares. There, sorry, boys, but
That
No,
marketing.
It's like a sex toy.
I've watched so many videos of like what they would plaster the Phantom Menace onto, and it's like they just made shit. So much crap back then. Like
They did.
the Jar Jar stuff is hilarious. Even the Jar Jar alarm clock too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, Nimble.
Oh,
I am very
my
sorry. Oh wow.
gosh, that is so cool.
So we had Walls, Star Wars Ice Lollies, £1.49 in Iceland. I got this.
Oh
Walkers.
my gosh.
And they had those little scratch card things in there. So you got Jar Jar. So that was on a Walker's Crisp stand. What else we got?
Was it Pogs?
No, these weren't. These were like little character card
Yeah.
things. And then you could
but,
scratch them off.
Does anyone remember the Pogs?
Oh, yeah.
No, what?
Holy
Dude.
Bro.
I want that.
Oh,
So
you
these were in
are-
cereal.
Cool-Han, I would give my kidney for that.
You can give him your MTT cooler.
I might actually make that
Yo.
trade.
There's the full collection. So this is free inside Kellogg's. And obviously I got all these because I was working in the shop. So once they were ready to be binned, I was like, mine. And I forgot I had them because they were in my parents' house. So I put them in there probably late 90s, I guess. And they were stayed there until about 6 months ago when my parents were emptying out their attic and found them. I thought they'd long gone in the bin. But I got this one as well. So this is another Kellogg's one.
Holy
This one.
crap.
Right, that's really cool. That.
Dude,
Look at that.
Oh my. Alright, sorry,
So
you're gonna
this,
hear me
so
freak
this
out.
thing is like a light pendant. So you bend it like this, and it creates.
Oh my god.
So you bend it like that, and it kind of hangs from the ceiling. So it's like an 8-sided shape thing. Kind of.
Oh my
See what I mean?
Yep.
So we got that, and then the last two things is Pepsi. Buy any 2 liters and get a third free.
Wow, they're
Yeah,
definitely.
Pepsi Tango and 7-Up. I got that one, and then I got this one from Walker's as well. What was the deal on this one? So this one is Can You Resist Walker's 10-pack Quavers Monster Munch. Buy 2, get second half price.
Jar Jar's hilarious. Oh my God.
I need to turn this down a little bit. See that better? The glare off my ring light is not helping it out very much, but yeah.
That is
I
so
would try to do the Jar Jar voice, but
Cool-Han, I will say, if you're down for a trade, I will trade my cooler for that Obi-Wan bust.
Oh, you can have him, mate, if you want it. I don't even know what I'm going to do with him.
I would frame that bad boy.
Those Cool-Han, you just hit my heart with all that stuff. Holy crap!
Yeah, but the thing is, if it was Lego, I might have been tempted to do something with it. But like I said, that stuff was everywhere. That was probably a handful because it was like 3 big Star Wars fans that I used to go to Star Wars conventions with at that point. And we split it between us. So I think I probably had about a third of it, but some other stuff got damaged and got thrown out. So I'd say what I've got there is probably less than a tenth of what actually we had in the shop, and that's just one little. Anybody from the UK knows Iceland; they're not particularly big shops. So, yeah. So I imagine what else kind of stuff was out there, what other people are sitting on, but because it's it's been sat in an attic, so it's not it don't smell the best. Paper sat in an attic for 25 years doesn't smell the best.
damp off.
And then on top of that, you've got. It's not in the greatest of condition. You can notice on the camera, but it is a bit tatty, and it ain't Lego anyway. So it's like, I don't know. It don't really mean anything. I mean, it's pretty cool, but I've looked online as trying to sell some of it.
Mm-hmm.
People are asking for like, I don't know, tenner, 15 quid. Stupid. And I'm just thinking, and then to try and package those things and get them sent off, it probably cost me. It's just not worth it. I'll hold on to them for that because they're flat anyway. So
For cardboard.
Did any of you guys ever see the? I'll try and find it while you guys are talking or whatever. But there was like one ad that got pulled from the store aisles in Sweden with Jar Jar. Have you guys ever seen or heard of that?
No.
Send the video to me and I can maybe try to bop it up.
Yeah, I can try and find it here, but it was taken off in a few hours once someone like saw it because it was like Jar Jar holding standing behind a kid on his shoulders and then licking his ear. Yeah, it was really whack.
Classic.
I'll try and find it here.
That tongue is so wild. That lollipop tongue. Oh my gosh.
Jesus.
Remember, kids, George did say, I don't know if it was 1997, and I don't know if he said it unironically, that Jar Jar is the key to all of this.
Yeah.
I'll never know what
Jar Jar,
he really meant by that.
Cooked up in the sun.
He's the key to terrorizing your children, So, but
okay, so I can bring up the brick set list.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's let's look at some Lego, some actual sets properly.
Right. So, can you see this? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man.
I should probably write down I own, but I don't own any of it. The land speeder.
Right, so that was first.
Lego, yeah, I don't know this. I just wrote it down by date released, but according to online, the X-wing was the first released set. But
right,
even back then, Lego knew where their bread was buttered.
No, I just meant is it first on the list?
Come a long way since
I did. Oh, yeah.
Does it automatically come up first on the list?
Yeah, because I sorted it by date released.
Right.
But I'm sure, I don't know, the numbers are a little over the place too. But
so, when you go through them, would you just go through dates for each of these so I can get an idea of how many actual waves there were that year?
Right. I'm sure there's probably
set numbers work
Yeah. Well, it said according to Brickset, this was released on the 22nd of February, 1999. The land speeder.
So we got Feb. I'll just make a note as I go along, just so I can. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think this is probably the best that Lego has ever done with the small. Because I've got this just in a bag, and it's in one of those little sort of food bags you get, and there must be about 20 pieces, if that. I might even be generous, not including the figs, obviously. But if you look at that, I know obviously compared to what we got today,
it's beautiful. It's
a bit of a
this
stinker.
is just beautiful to me.
But yeah,
Especially
but what
$6. Come on.
Well, yeah, because those pieces, I don't think they make them anymore. Those vent type pieces, and they were in a lot of sets back then. I've got these in a couple of different colors, but they've done them in that kind of sandy color. And I think, you know, if you were to buy a set now, a version of this set now at this scale, that vent alone and the attachment for it would probably be made up of about 12 pieces, right, for each one. But I think this does it, because that's just one piece there. The whole thing is one piece. So in terms of doing the best you can and making it look pretty good with the smallest amount of pieces, I think this nails it. Even for the time, so
this is the set from that wave that I do want sealed. That's the only.
Well, you guys, I mean, I was just a little side note. It's like on Bricklink, I've always just seen so many of these old sets just go so much cheaper in Europe and stuff like that. It's just always have seen it like that. Which makes me jealous, just a little bit.
That's right. I get jealous of the fact that I can't get figs cheap over here because you've got Mexico Factory that just keeps pumping them out.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
I don't even think we have figure factories in Hungary or anything like that. I know that's where.
And even after the exchange rate, we still pay more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually just bought this one like 2 days ago. Brand new, or got adult owned heater.
Classy. Didn't they remake this for the 20th anniversary back in 2019?
I think so, yeah. With Lando in it, yeah.
Yeah. This is a Feb one as well, yeah?
Yep, February.
So yeah, this is probably... Sorry, go on.
You could tell even because it's real photography, like, I don't know how well I can zoom in, but you can see that they haven't even got the cockpit completely flushed down to the studs. Just wee minor things, like, you can kind of, you can pick up on.
It's like, you look modern day, all those two printed pieces, they're going to be stickered. Those two things, they'll be stickered completely.
Yeah. The Snow Speeder was one of my favorite sets because I had this as a toy, as a ship, when I was a kid, obviously before Lego. I just used to love this. Like, in terms of swooshability, it wasn't called that then, obviously, but in terms of swooshability, this thing went everywhere with me, flying around. Pretty sure we had one each, actually, me and my brother, and it got battered. Don't get me wrong, but the thing that stuck out to me on this one, when I obviously looking back, not at the time because I wouldn't have been shopping at that point for this kind of stuff, but it's the fact that they just added that bit of like hair to this figure, which I don't remember seeing on that kind of level of detail for any of the others. Because if you look at him, he's got that like quiff. He looks kind of like emo-ish. He's got that kind of hair going over the one eye.
Like
I'm not really sure what that was
say,
Kurt Cobain and Lego.
I would say like they're probably using like a lot of different heads at this stage too to fill out the kind of NPC characters. Like they were using classic smiley faces for like pilots and stuff like that too.
Jedi Bob, his face was like in a city set or something like that.
Yeah, that's true. They used that for many years. But I'm gonna I know what you mean. Yeah, it looks. I don't remember anyone on Hoth like being like a fan of the crystals or.
The point I'm trying to make is we had a Luke, we had a Han, we had a Leia, and they just had standard faces and didn't set them apart from each other even really. And yet with this guy who was a nobody, they added like a random hairpiece, which like a piece of hair over his face, which I don't think we even saw anything like that, for a few years afterwards in terms of just putting a random piece of detail on the face without it being an actual hairpiece, So I just thought that was weird for the time and a bit,
cool.
Made it stand out. But somebody said that there's a box to put a lightsaber in, which I know, kind of basic play feature, but still pretty cool for the time,
Sure.
They did nail the design of the Snowspeeder pretty early on, like Lego. I know they've refined it over the next 20 plus years, but yeah, I know. Muttley, they probably did, but I even think like just like this one, like we'll see the speeders on Endor, like they looked horrendous back then, and it took many years. Like I still think this is like very good, passable, and also like well done on the shape.
Yeah.
Next one is
somebody said that I just noticed that code Studlake has put very efficient use of 49 pieces, which definitely is, I think. But which set is he talking about? I've missed that in the chat.
Well, the land speeder has 49 pieces.
Is it 49 pieces? I mean, that looks like quite a lot, but still, I'm not looking at that snow speeder and thinking, "Oh, look at the state of this compared
That's
to now."
215.
But no, I'm just saying in general that I don't look at that and think, "Wow, that looks." Do you know what I mean? And I'm using the Sith Infiltrator as an example. You look at the Sith Infiltrator and it looks. Yes, you got the nostalgia eyes because I don't want to offend Justin now with the saying that it looks like dog shit. Yeah. But in comparison to what we've got today, it's come a long way. Whereas I don't think the snow speeder has, but not because they haven't improved it, but because it hasn't had to come much further. Because I think they weren't a million miles off with that first ever version in the same way.
Perfect how it is.
I'll just give another angle of the snow speeder. That's what it looked like too.
So good.
I agree. Like
that doesn't look a million miles off. I got the 25th anniversary version.
Yeah.
Wait,
I haven't got it here, but we could probably get.
So yeah, it looks like they re-released it. Which one I got? I got the white version. It looks like they did 2 of them like that.
Mm. And again, these cannon pieces that they used a lot then, but those again nowadays that would probably be 6 or 7 or more parts per cannon, whereas that was just one big piece. Which I know it's not particularly detailed, but
yeah,
I don't know why they have to get rid of pieces like that in general.
Exactly, it does the job.
It's just I like that light gray.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yellow heads too. They hit so hard.
Just different.
3 figs in such a small set as well.
Let's see how
Can't
much
get that anymore.
$20 in 1999. I think maybe Motley's talked about this before in the chat, but brick set sometimes isn't the most accurate for maybe price and they don't get all the details maybe right and stuff like that. Even Bricklink, they don't get the how much it says there. It's value new £101. Like I don't know.
Yeah, I don't want to put too much stock into values, how much things are worth, because it varies for all of our viewers anyway. Absolutely. Because of different rates. That's just I want to talk about the sets, the year, the pieces, that kind of thing. Obviously, if you guys want to go and look at that kind of information, it is available to you. But one thing I will note as well, just looking at that screen you've got up now, that box art for the X-Wing, right? Great, it does look great. But the snow speeder, it just hits different because you've got that kind of whiteish blue background. So the clean block along the top, the banner head, and then the block across the bottom, they just really
framed it.
They really framed it well. It stands out, but you kind of lose that on some of the darker arts. But that just looks... that box art. And it just perfectly picked, like, anybody who doesn't know anything about Lego knows there's a battle going on in this on a snow planet there. Knows nothing about Star Wars. Because it's just... I don't know, it just...
You can literally see the AT-AT leg too.
I've still got my bet on this year. The black box art's going to die with a Death Star.
I hope.
It needs to. It needs to. It had a time and a place, and then they overdid it. I mean, even if they kept it for certain sets this whole time, I don't think anyone would have been mad. But just to kind of batter us with it, it was... I don't know. But this is clean. I like this. The whole system thing, I think, obviously that died eventually anyway, but that don't really tie in with the Star Wars thing. No. But for the time, I think this box art was world class. And if you compare that to other licenses or whatever at that point, not other licenses, there wouldn't have been any at that point, but just their normal sets they were releasing, they was just far and above everything else. But yeah,
I think what they did with the UCS Millennium Falcon, got the back on the top and bottom, but also got like the background scene.
In my opinion, the UCS TIE Fighter's got the best box art for a UCS set. That's just my opinion. Don't shoot me.
Yeah, no, you're right. That sort of hint of color, but there's still
Save
black.
one. Do you know what I mean?
But no, Martin, your mic was kind of losing the will to live there towards the end of what you were saying. So I don't know whether you want to try and have a fiddle. But so this is all right. Like I said, X-wing. So this is probably the first iconic set that came out, and I like the way that the ship kind of breaks that barrier. So it's not being framed as much as it's kind of. It's almost like it's coming off the page, jumping off the page. If they kind of kept the same theme with all of them, it would have been a lot better. The only thing that kind of ruins is kind of this is like flying out of the, almost flying out of the
border,
the hanger at you, and then you just got the guy at the bottom with the hanger just there. So it's kind of breaks that that feeling. But no, again, this was in the grey as well. So it was like, I don't ever. To me, the X-wings aren't white. When you see them in cinema, they're kind of a dirty white, bordering on grey with the sandy color. And over time, they've gone to kind of being like bright white and red, which apart from some of the newer stuff, it's they were never that. But no, I like this one. I got this one as well somewhere. I think I may have built this one. Can't remember. But yeah, and obviously we've seen that Padawan's hand. February, yeah.
Yeah, February.
The next one's February. The TIE Fighter 7150 TIE Fighter versus and Y-wing.
Now I do remember about this set, seeing this on shelves. Obviously not looking at Lego, but looking at other things, because obviously I was buying a lot of Star Wars toys at that point, but different types of stuff. And I remember seeing this and thinking, why the hell is it blue? Why is it black? Why is it black? And then thinking nothing else about it. But it is a bit weird. I still kind of don't get it when there's clearly a grey available, two types of grey available at that point, which would have been a lot closer. But
it's because it's back in the original trilogy. They kind of had that bluey
hue to them.
because of the way they videoed everything and used models and stuff. So
and the vintage Kenner line that came out was a kind of bluish, a dull bluish, sand bluish color. But I just don't understand why not do all blue or blue and grey.
I reckon they messed up.
Them toys.
Yeah, I reckon they messed up and didn't quite have the skills to make the sandy bluey color, and was like, "Fuck it, let's just put black and blue together." That's kind of works.
It was striking though. It definitely caught your eye. It's like, oh, this doesn't look right.
Yeah.
But
and in terms of box art, that stands out. With the Y-wing, if you kind of squint a bit, it disappears into the background, because obviously the background is the same color as the pieces, or most of the pieces. So there's
an interesting yellow fog hue.
Yeah.
My mic better now or not?
Yeah, you're right.
It is, but I can.
It's a bit quiet.
I can
turn the background music down a bit. It's really loud for me.
It's definitely your headphones there, mate, because
it's not so loud for me.
Right, okay.
Your battery's probably running out on your headphones.
No, I got the wired ones.
I'm joking, but okay.
Sabotaging you,
Whittakee. Martin, you got your hearing aid on too loud or what?
No, I don't have one of those yet. Thank you.
You might need one after Brickworld.
Oh yeah.
Why are you blue? Why are you blue? Yeah, exactly, Cooper. I was like, what the hell? Okay.
The golf ball pieces on that Y-wing.
Fine last week, so I don't know what's happening.
Very cool.
Yeah, so take it back 25 years, Cooper, and I was literally in the shops, more than that actually, because the Power of the Force line came out in like the 97, 98, I want to say. But so you're what, 26, 27 years ago, I was in the shop. Oh no, let's take it back 25 years. So this was on shelves, Power of the Force was on shelves, and I was like, why the hell is that blue? Why the hell does Luke Skywalker look like he's just done 300 press-ups? Because he's just like that.
Yeah.
Sure. And then all the figures were like it, including C-3PO, and it was just like that was a questionable decision as well at the time. But yeah, mate, standing around in those toy aisles, looking at those men and thinking, why they're too muscly for me. Anyway, come on, moving on with the Lego. So what is that Darth Vader down in the corner?
Yeah. Classic Darth. Even he's got the the prototype lightsaber.
So why was this not the most expensive set then? Because those two sets are far girthier than I know there was 3 pod
the
races.
Moss Esper set's got all 3 of the pod races in it. So it's got Sebulba's, Anakin, and fucking what's his name, the other one.
I'd question whether there was more pieces in this though, because they do look girthier than the pod races.
409 for the TIE Fighter and Y-Wing. Mad, hey. You wouldn't even need that many pieces. That's how many pieces.
That's like a battle pack
in one
now.
TIE Fighter.
Yeah, it could be.
At retail, that was $50 in '99.
Squid.
Does anybody in the chat? Does anybody in the chat know? Does anybody in the chat know whether, because we wouldn't have had pieces on the boxes at this point, but does anyone in the chat know whether that wave would have had pieces on the box in the US? Because none of these have none of these pictures.
Yeah, they should.
Perfect world.
Oh wait, actually, I don't. Oh yeah, because the mall one has the 243.
Right, but it's not on any of these. So these must be the UK.
Yeah, don't y'all still not have pieces on the box?
No,
we don't. We don't.
I prefer that.
I'm not 100% sure why, to be honest.
I'm still, because we don't need to.
It's required, some sort of American law. They need to say it or something.
Right. Okay. But you think if they were doing it for them, why not just do it do it all? It doesn't make sense.
These are my favorite Scout Troopers, honestly.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Their visors.
The sunglass visors, like.
Where's the other? Amazing. Oh yeah,
So do we want to call this the birth of the battle pack?
Had to be. It's mad that Stormtroopers didn't come out for like another year or 2, and these were the
first because they're better.
Yeah, I agree.
These are my favorite.
That green Scout Trooper. Oh my god.
Hang on.
Heater.
Here we go. Boom.
But I'm still a Stormy boy.
Yes. I like it more than the modern day one. Even the prints on it, beautiful.
Yeah, it is nice.
Oh.
I gotta say,
I found him in a random tub of Lego I bought for a tenner.
Wow.
Cheers.
Oh, it looks great too.
But I think they are the best Scout Troopers, honestly.
Yeah.
Technically, he's a clone Scout Trooper though, and that's an Imperial Scout Trooper. So.
Wait a sec, guys. Pause.
This one came in the clone turbo tank.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So he's a clone Scout Trooper, Imperial Scout Trooper, even though they're the same molds.
Yeah.
That's why Lego.
Okay.
Lego doesn't want you to see piece
count.
And he goes back in his thing.
Can we just go back to Ultrabrix's comment? He's saying here that the sets in January wave, I'm assuming he means the UK, have the parts on them. Anybody bought anything in January wave yet?
I haven't bought any of the January wave. I have the old Arc 170, so I have no need to buy the January wave.
I'm waiting till 30% on this suckers.
If what he's saying is right, and the UK January releases have, then maybe we could be seeing a change to that. It says here, look, the new sets have piece counts on them.
Really? Okay.
Ultra, are you from? I don't mean to be ignorant, but is Ultra from UK as well?
I think he is. If I remember rightly. Sound off, Ultra. Sorry, mate. We don't remember where you're from.
I remember like.
He's from the UK.
The Republic fighter tank. My parents bought like 15 of them back from the United States for me when they were like $15 a piece in Target. So I got them to shove them in a suitcase and bring them all back. And they've all got piece counts on them. Obviously, they're all in the attic now.
Yeah.
Because we're never going to see them purple clones again. That's the only reason I bought like 15 of them.
No. Yeah, they were. So what are we on now? 5 sets, all from February, yeah?
Well, this is March, but I would even throw this in as February, like the first wave.
Right.
But yeah, no, I like this one a lot too. These speeder bikes were chunky though. I think these are the one that you use in the complete saga, and
yeah, they are.
They have no reason to be that size, but I think it's class looking.
You don't see that tip piece anymore either. That used to be in all the space sets back in the day. You'll probably remember that, Slurpy. It was like a It was a gear lever. Can you see it?
Fork. Yeah.
But that was the connection. It was a 3-piece connection, whereas now we only have a 2-piece connection, don't we? Oh no, we do have a 3-piece connection, but it's on a flat 1x2 brick.
Mm-hmm.
But this was different. This had like a tube piece attached to it, if I remember rightly.
Just these chrome hilts too. I have about like 30 of them just saved up. I just love them so much. Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that one.
Wait, did the 20th anniversary figs come with chrome lightsabers?
Nah, they cut it off. What date did they cut doing? I think they didn't announce.
The last chrome saber is Count Dooku's from 2013.
I will put that
was
one.
it chrome?
Yeah, it's chrome.
And it's curved,
yeah. And that was during the era when they were doing the drum lacquered lightsabers, which I think they've been doing that since like 2007. But even back then, and there was a weird period in time where the lightsaber hilts were grey for like a few sets. Like I think it was like Anakin's Starfighter, and it looks horrible. Asajj Ventress's lightsaber is grey.
Yeah.
There's no
why they stopped doing those, I don't know.
This is such a classic. Oh my gosh. I have about 3 or 4 of these suckers. Oh.
This is
March. They'll bring back the Asajj Ventress lightsaber hilts for the
I'd say so.
That'd be interesting. Anyway, going back to what we're talking about, 1999. So when did you say that this was your date?
This is 1st of March, which is the same day as the speeder chase.
All right.
It must be the releases must be different all around the world.
Yeah. It's not different enough to class it as a second wave, I don't think. No.
Because it literally says on Brickset 22nd of February for the TIE Fighter and Y-Wing, and then for the speeder bike, the 1st of March. It's like, not even a full week, and then you get the Phantom Menace line.
No, I don't think that don't seem right. I thought they released completely separately. So it was like, you were doing Lego Star Wars now. Here's all the sets you know and you've seen for the last God knows how many years. And then the new film is out. Now there's another wave. I thought I remember it being like that, but it could be a Mandela effect thing. So,
well, another fun fact is Qui-Gon's hair, I think, isn't the final one either. It's look how smooth it looks.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah.
Well, I say smooth. You can still see a little texture on it, but it's not the final piece we got.
And then talking about a face, talking about something that could be released again, like that Darth Maul head is so amazing for the time. It's just beautiful.
Wait,
as someone said earlier, I think it's the best one. Still,
those hilts are still wrong on there, aren't they?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're the prototype hilts.
Ah, right. I thought that was just on the artwork. I didn't realize this was on the actual boxes as well. Because every reference we made before was from adverts and stuff. I didn't think this was on. So this is on the physical set. So this would be on the instructions as well, probably.
I wonder why they didn't do it. I think it looks beautiful like that with the 2 little things.
Yeah, because it's also missing a stud on the bottom, or what would be a stud on the bottom.
That lightsaber hilt I do think looks nice.
Yeah, me too. I guess it's longer. I guess it would be longer for sure.
The top of the hilt has more length to it.
Yeah.
It's more spaced out, like more equally distributed. Rather than
perhaps it's because they wanted to give us the ability to turn them over and use both ends if we chose to, maybe.
So
in that version.
If they wanted to do them all, couldn't they just do like they had another hilt, but it would be like a little nipple piece you could just insert together?
Do you mean like to extend the original two they have?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know. I don't see why they can't just use the monkey killed lightsaber hilt that they've had for 5 years now. I think it's.
I agree.
Like you can. I mean, you can buy them off eBay. People have chrome hilted them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I even put in a link here in the comments for people if they want to get chrome hilts for pretty cheap. I mean, they're they're made from the official Lego part and everything, but they just dip them in their own chrome.
And it's like too with all these sets, you just got so much stuff. I mean, I know the piece counts are low and all, but you get the big molded pieces, and you just got a fair price on stuff. Just nowadays, you can only get brickheads for $10. It's like the only thing. Everything now, it's just so much more. I mean, I know you could inflate when you do inflation and stuff like that, but I just love the outlook of having so many smaller sets like that and made it just so much more available to people and kids too. I mean, nowadays these kids, I mean, you gotta do so much to get some set. You gotta do so many lawns or so many things like that. It's just they did it so right, in my opinion, doing it and making it so many people can buy these little.
And the thing is, the whole thing was a test anyway to see if it was going to work. I guess we don't know at this point. Obviously, the license. I think Muttley mentioned earlier that we didn't know how long the license is going to last or whatever. And I say we, the fans at the time. But the other thing is that when you're releasing these Phantom Menace sets, it makes sense because kids were watching Phantom Menace at the time. But anybody at this point old enough to be buying and enjoying Lego wouldn't have been old enough, for the majority of people, because it wasn't really AFOLs back then, I don't think, not like that is now. So those kids who are going to be buying these sets, or parents buying for the sets, they wouldn't have the same recognition for the original trilogy. And this is what goes back to what sort of Sean mentions quite a lot, is that there was still this kind of, I think there was questionable about whether the whole thing. So this kind of, if you like, took over temporarily. So Phantom Menace was kind of everywhere, but it created a resurgence then for the original trilogy, which kind of continued to sort of leap over everything else. And that doesn't normally happen. Normally, when you have something, a new wave of something come out from a franchise, that becomes the current law kind of thing. Whereas I think all it did is help the original. I don't know. I'm not putting it very well into words, but what I'm essentially trying to say is the kids, if you bought a kid the X-Wing, for example, back then, they wouldn't have known what the hell it was. Because, no kid then who was young in the late 90s would have known, wouldn't have been going back and watching films from the 80s, So
they were played. I'm assuming, like, I obviously don't need to be the dumbass who's like, they didn't have Netflix and Disney Plus back then, but they didn't play Star Wars every single day. It was like maybe on selected holidays every few years, whoever had the rights to it.
Well, I remember them. It was a bit like, back then, obviously you had sort of 4 or 5 channels in the UK and they would be played around about Christmas time. But once the special edition had been released, and let's remember the special edition was re-released in cinemas in the late 90s or 97, I believe. I went to see them all where George Lucas has made the changes that he wanted to make, updated them. And once he did that, that was it. They weren't available. You could only see them in cinemas and he wouldn't let them play on TV. They weren't allowed to be in the cinema. Because I remember it being advertised as George Lucas's special edition Star Wars, once and once only kind of thing. So it was like, once you've seen them in the cinema, that's it. You won't be able to, of course you could buy them a couple of years later when they came out on VHS or whatever. But it was like, this is the last time you're going to get to see these in the cinema, and they'll never be on TV again, and all that kind of stuff. And it was this huge thing. Like, it was like, right, it's closing now for good. This is the end of it. And then, of course, we had a Phantom Menace, and it just brought, for the older fans, it just resurged. For me personally, it resurged everything, because for years I hadn't bought or been interested in Star Wars at all. And then this, and obviously the Phantom Menace coming out, just made me think, right, I'm going to go back. So I don't think I watched the Phantom Menace as many times when it released as I did go back and watch the original films over and over again. So Lego were obviously onto something at this point.
I think part of it too is like kind of going on what you said.
Put in a comment.
Sorry.
Go on, Austiff.
No, go ahead, Austiff.
Because when the prequels were, coming out, because I was in between of like episode 2 and episode 3. It was like when I could like really have like cognitive like thoughts, and actually like call back on that memory. And I remember seeing episode 2 and just being blown away by it. And then my dad went to Walm's or whatever back then, and he grabbed like the original trilogy box set, and we went through and rewatched them all along with those two. So I think, it kind of brought that connection, like, because my dad enjoyed it when it was coming out, and he goes, oh yeah, maybe it could have that spark. So I think that's part of it too, is like the parents reintroducing their kids to what they had too.
No, you're right.
I just watched
100%.
my dad's VHS tapes of the OT. So I got into it.
Mm-hmm.
I got them on Betamax somewhere.
Still got the originals on VHS, the one before special edition.
Oh yeah.
But I ain't got a VHS player.
I'm just gonna put a comment in the chat from. It's a video that Fanatics did back on in May the 4th about how Lego changed Star Wars and like just how monumental this wave was for them. It did save Lego for a while, and then Lego went through even insane financial hardship again a few years later, and obviously they were picked up and saved better by Bionicle and stuff, but it details like how big of a deal it was for Lego to do a license at the time. I know it's like now every bloody set on the shelf is like Marvel, DC, Star Wars, like, but like it was unheard of for a toy company to completely ditch their original IP roots. I wouldn't say ditch it, but you know, not even just ditch, like just adapt something so big and monumental.
I believe they should bring out smaller sets like this again. Last time I saw maybe the Ahsoka set that was quite small, but yeah, we need more.
Well, I think when they did the 20th anniversary, I think they kind of dropped the ball a little bit because of all the sets they released. I think only 2 were from that original 1999, which was, if I remember rightly, the Pod Racer and the Snowspeeder.
Yeah.
Stop me if I'm wrong, but they're the only 2 they brought back out as part of that 25th anniversary wave, and it was just like, yeah, it was great that they did the figs, but I just don't know why they didn't just pick. Was this 6 or 5 sets they re-released? Whatever it was, I don't know why they didn't
5.
just. Yeah, I don't know why they. Yeah, but I don't know why they didn't just. I don't know why they didn't just re-release like 5 sets from that original wave and then.
Like this one should have been done, in my opinion. This classic set right here should have been remade, and but they probably wouldn't want to make it so cheap or maybe something like that. Who knows?
Could they maybe just like, you know, for everyone that wants these small sets again, I think a poly bag would be a good home for them.
Yeah. Did you say you had a video you were going to play, Slurpy? Or you dropping in the link? Drop the link in.
Oh, sorry, that's the Brick Fanatics video. Just if people want to watch it at their own time about like how.
Oh, is it quite long?
Yeah, it's quite long. It's 16 minutes. Just for anyone who's interested in this first theme, this first wave, and what it did for. It helped Star Wars as much as it helped Lego. That's what, you know, it kind of boils down to in a lot of ways. Especially because now they're so intertwined.
I've sent you some pictures that Brick by Brick Together has sent me. I don't want to kind of overload you, mate, but let's just get through these sets first and carry on as we're doing, chatting about them.
How about before we continue on, I'll play I didn't play the Phantom Menace ad yet.
Oh, go on. Yeah, go for it.
The video ad from. I'll stick it on. I'll have no sound on, but.
Oh gosh, man.
Star Wars Episode 1 collection. Each set sold separately.
They don't make adverts like that anymore. Like.
Gosh, man, come on.
So it was 5 and 8 then. Those posters obviously only showed 5 of the 8. So that was 8 pictures on that last bit then, and the other one was 5. So that's the 13. So it wasn't split evenly, but yeah. Crazy though. Those I don't even remember them being on TV at the time.
I would like you were saying, Austin. I'd like it like poly, but maybe just like the microfighter style box like that.
Yeah, I agree.
Like that. Oof.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking of like, you know, how easier to bring costs down.
Exactly.
You know, for them to be able to do it. And I think a poly bag, you know, that'd bring costs down because you're not having the cardboard manufacturing.
That's true. But it's just an issue for me nowadays. It's just there's nothing like that. There's nothing a good 10 to 15 or battle packs are $20 up now. It's just
Yeah, well, going to be 40 as well potentially this year.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Exactly. It's like we need something. We need stuff like this again. That someone could just go in and not have to really think so hard on buying something like that because it's just a lot cheaper. But
so
people will
Padawan,
get
I know
so
you.
upset if they release these.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I know you said you got the X-wing. Is there anything else from these waves that you've got your eye on in terms of trying to get?
So I've got a few of them. I've actually got a few of them already. Hang on, where's my brick set? There it is. Right, I'll tell you which ones I got. So that the X-wing's the only one sealed in box I have. Apart from that, I have the lightsaber duel. I've got Naboo Swamp. I've got speeder bikes, and there's one more I've got, which is where's it gone? I've lost it. The Anakin's pod racer somewhere. That where is it? Where am I? Cool. So that, like for example, that fig there, which I've randomly just found on my shelf, is from the speeder bike set. So
right, yeah. So you haven't got those on display; they're just bagged up and in your collection.
They're bagged up. I'll get round to it. I am fucking dropping shit. I am slowly going through my built stuff, my bag stuff, like Mos Eisley's getting built as we speak.
Oh wow! Because this set we've got on screen at the moment was a game changer for Lego because it was the first head like introduction of the head mold, which obviously without any color it. But am I right in saying they didn't actually change the mold? All they did is change the sort of coloring of the mold, even up till now.
I'd say you'd be correct.
Yeah,
I think if you get a newer version Jar Jar with all the detail on, it's exactly the same mold.
I think the mold's the same. Yeah,
that's crazy.
Same as the C-3PO head. They just knocked it out first time.
What more can you do to him? Like, though, do you know what I mean?
There's this one circumstance where I got this dude off of eBay or something. He sold me like 10 or 15 of these sets.
An old box as well. Are they the ones you've got? Right, okay, yeah. Damn.
I just need to go through. I know a lot of these I have multiples of for sure on it. And the boxes too. I mean, that's a whole nother situation because people didn't think in the future, and then you got as a kid chuck it out. You don't want to keep a box or something like that.
Yeah.
So that is a lot. It is harder to find especially in good condition as well.
I'm running into that same problem. Episode 2 sets.
A lot of people would disagree, Nimble, but I do agree with you. I think there's not much more they can do to the battle droid without it being too clunky, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
Movable legs.
Yeah, besides obviously changing out that one arm so they weren't doing like a kind of drive-by side shooting thing with the gun, then
yeah.
Other than that, yeah, you're right though. But they did change the mold slightly actually with the battle droid.
To hold it on the side.
Yeah. But didn't they change the clip though slightly as well for the? I'm sure they changed that. So they did actually change.
That's a super battle droid, I think.
Yeah, that's just a super battle droid. They changed the clip on. Yeah.
I thought I remember seeing
because it was brittle.
Yeah. Oh no, that's. I do wait to see how long these new ones last, but and this Naboo Swamp is another release lower drive-by droid arm.
I had one of those pearl-looking super battle droids at one point, and I've lost it, and I don't know where it's gone. So.
All I know is...
Sorry, Matt, you can do it, mate.
Cool-Han, all I know is when I pick you up at the airport, if we don't greet doing a drive-by droid arm, I don't want it.
I'm gonna get a 3D printed version of one of those old kind of what do they call the megaphone pieces with an orange piece stuck on the end. And I'll just be like that.
Roger.
We are in Chicago. No.
Oh my god. Man.
Yeah, but it's got the orange tip on it to show that it's not a real gun. So.
Yeah, that's true.
Following airsoft laws.
Yeah, that's where they got it from. That's what they do with Lego. So
you just buy a real megaphone, just spray paint it black, and then just get orange duct tape all around. I don't know.
This one, that front printed piece on his pod racer.
Sorry, Slurpy. Was this one and the last one both still showing February? March, sorry.
So the lightsaber duel was my days. Sorry, speeder bikes was March, and lightsaber duel, Naboo Swamp, and Anakin's pod racer are April.
Right. So it's obviously a lot late. So I thought they'd spread them out. So that you're talking like a couple of months even between them. So these would have. It's not even a kit. I thought they tested the water and then were like, "Wow, this is doing well. Let's do another run." But these obviously would have already been in production and probably ready to go.
Pit droid is immaculate.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. It's hella inaccurate, but it is so cool looking.
I love it.
I'm surprised they haven't done a mold of this because they've done the
I
sort
kind
of
of like
smaller
BD1
droids
or whatever.
in a one piece.
small.
Yeah, quite iconic because they appear quite a lot after that as well, don't they? Throughout Mandalorian and other things.
And them adding those like the fire pieces to the pod racer, little bolts and stuff. Oh, that box art, beautiful, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Back then,
I think this one's
tall,
framed a
wasn't
lot better. Yeah.
Anakin and Padme were tall. I don't think they had short legs yet. So
no.
Or inaccurate height.
Got a bit for that special edition update.
It is strange though that they released two sets in the same wave in the same year for their first ever sort of wave of Lego that were actually within each other, if you know what I mean. So that you could get this because I mean that doesn't encourage people to buy both, does it? So
have they ever made Padme with like the teenage leg that they use, like the movable tiny legs?
In that 2019 set with the pod racer.
Oh, they did.
Yeah, that's the only that.
I thought
I had that one.
I thought the medium size movable legs that first debuted in Rivendell.
No, they were out back in 2018 for Harry Potter.
Oh, were they?
I believe. Yeah. Oh, they've been out. Yeah, they've been out for a while.
Yeah, they did do it for. Yeah, that's right. Good call, Slurpy. I was curious.
Well done, mate. Did you have that just off the top of your head? Fair play.
I'm kind of like the British Atlantic whatever coup. I kind of know this random shit. I should have known this.
That's the type of stuff that stays locked in your head too. It's weird.
I know. It's trauma. No, once you get your first set of medium legs, you don't forget it.
Oh my.
But
Jesus.
This is a good one.
Yeah, the CMF Harry Potter
set.
series.
I believe it was the Harry Potter one. But...
Yeah, it was the CMF Harry Potter series in 2018.
And I just love that those blasters, the megaphone blasters, that red, that translucent piece, that like black light glows on it. I just love this type. Oh.
Can we get a close up of the drive-by droids there?
Oh, yeah, there we go.
Rocking them AKs.
The Dracos, man.
Yeah, it just looks so dumb when you think about it. This guy's about to fall over as well. This one on the right.
Yeah, he is.
Like, he can't look up. Yeah. No, I actually
I
love
that little mini build on the side. That thing, I love.
Yeah.
Yeah, not really sure what purpose it serves, but that printed piece inside there, I think you used it also on Sebulba's pod racer. That's pretty cool. 2x4 plate. No, it wasn't. It was two 1x4 next to each other, turned so that it matches.
Oh,
and on a piece like on a little build like that wasn't even seen when the thing was down. Just goes to show, like. And this little piece, this yellow piece between R2 and Anakin, with this kind of sigil on, printed onto a piece for the time. Wow. We were living the dream then, guys.
That one side print, I know that piece is cool. Like on his little side, I know that's a dope print they did. I just can't.
Yeah, I think it's on both sides as well, isn't it?
Yeah,
pretty sure it's on both sides.
Yeah, I can see it.
A question.
Shoot, this stream has made me realize that they just did so much printed stuff back then. Like,
yeah, I'm now coming to realize this is the only one of that entire wave. I thought I'd built the X-wing, but I don't think I have. This is the only one I know I've 100% built. Out of
I
that
do have a
lot.
question for boys.
So far, at least.
When we were looking at when we were looking at that advert, okay, remember where I commented about the chrome? I know that's not the actual chrome, but did they literally just use like chrome pieces on this at one point just for that one-off picture?
No, you're right. Because when you said that, I knew that the set didn't have chrome, so I said it. But when you said, I thought, yeah, you're right. In that advert, it did look like, I don't know whether it was just the lighting. We might have to try and go back to it at some point.
So does anyone maybe in the chat know if there was like a couple one-offs that they did like as like a demo, and then they settled with this one because of the cheaper cost?
Yeah, he's right. I remember seeing it and thinking, wait a sec. So I started the question when the
chromed.
US one came out, but it was quite a few years later.
Because if I'm wrong, I want to know. Like, I'm not trying to say I'm right or anything. I just want to know, because if that's the case, then dude, imagine if you had one of those one-offs.
Oh,
yeah. Well, not only that. Not only that, but you said that these are photos, right? So those lightsabers, as well as those potential chrome pieces for the front of this, will actually be out there somewhere.
Yeah. Or if not, you could pull out the lawyer card, like, I'm gonna file for false advertising.
False that, yeah.
I'm just looking at the pictures.
Like with your own money again.
I'm looking at the pictures of Brick by Brick Together sent me and of his collection.
Do you want me to load them up after we finish this
No,
list?
Yeah, after the list, but I'm just looking to see if what Austiff was talking about was in any of these pictures, but it doesn't look like.
This is Mayo's favourite set now. Sith Infiltrator. $30 back.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Sorry.
Yeah. I think the worst part about it, now I look at it, the set. Yeah, it's the stands. It's just the stands. It's those, and they've just used two of them on the front, and it just looks, looks like it's on stilts.
Look what they use for the drones or whatever he has. Just the black heads with the antenna.
Yeah, I think they used that. They used that in a couple of versions afterwards, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Probably, yeah.
And then the speeders shooting out from the back like that. Oh my gosh! I mean, I couldn't imagine getting that as a kid and then playing with that, shooting it out, and having that Qui-Gon set too. Gosh.
Yeah, she would have had two of these. What do they call it? The blood wing. What's the thing called? Blood fin speeder.
Oh no, I'm not sure.
I'm sure it's called the blood fin.
That will age better than me.
Yeah, I've got a mock of that blood fin speeder that someone did on Rubrickable, and it's pretty good. It's big scale.
Sorry, this part here opens up.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, I think that's where you put the little droids in there. I'm pretty sure. I think so.
I don't know because I've never had one in my hand, but it just looks very fragile. It looks like you swoosh it around and it will fall apart.
I don't believe it was too fragile.
I haven't built
it. Those fat plates on there. You see all those huge plates that they had. It kind of made it solid like that.
Mm.
I mean, I think the back shakes a little bit. I'm pretty sure if I remember right.
I've got a version of this later on version. I don't have all the versions, but I think I have one of the versions that came later where the back detaches, so it almost becomes tie advanced, and then you have that front pod. Is that the case on this one? Or have you not built? Have you built this, Justin?
I think the one you're on about is in 2007 because I had that one as well. Is it 2007? I think 2007.
Ooh,
so it detaches and becomes effectively a tie advanced, but just flat on the front. But I don't know. I'm just interested to see if that one comes apart. If anyone has built it and knows. Wait a sec. Hold it there. This fucking thing is so slow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, then those little droids would go up.
The alt builds were mental.
The alt, yeah, they're pretty good. Yeah.
That alt there, the top right alt looks awesome.
I agree. Yeah, I agree.
It looks like white and blue though in that picture.
I just never understood why they never gave us instructions on how to do those. I wish that they would have did that. That would have been cool.
Shit, sorry.
Yeah, creativity.
Yeah, that's true. Then, like another thing, creativity too wise, you were just showing that Naboo Starfighter. It's just like I'm kind of chopped with studs or the stud shooters because I just like that creativity of just imagining stuff coming out like that, and it looks cleaner too.
Yeah. Why? We never really needed to actually fire anything, did we? I guess, but
no, our minds did that, man. Yeah. But I mean, it is cool. I guess.
We're up to 22 viewers, guys.
Ooh, this is my first.
If we haven't,
Yeah, I got
we
this
haven't
bad
got-
boy sealed.
we haven't got 22 or more likes, I'm going to be disappointed.
This
I got this sucker for like 110 on Marketplace sealed. Great deal.
And
I
this
will
came out
say-
in
Yeah,
April.
I got this for about 30 quid. But
This
not
was my
sealed,
this was my first ever Lego set ever.
This
Really?
one with the prints on it is insane. All those prints on there.
You got 23 likes. That's what you got.
Ah.
24.
Wee.
I'm not going to
Confirmed,
lie.
guys.
I think I never had this as a Lego set, but I'm pretty sure I had one of these as like a bath toy. The back used to spin and just another one of
that
George's
nipple.
mad creations.
I think that man.
I'd love a remake of this because obviously,
Yeah.
all my time.
Yeah,
God,
but
like,
the one
This
they
was a great
did do
set.
to remake still holds up. The only problem is they're so expensive because of that Queen Amidala. But I was saying they need to make it again and leave her out of it, so that it's more attainable. But
that's one I want remade because I still haven't bought that one for like 160 to 200. I just won't do
She
it.
wasn't in the sub, anyway, was she? So was
no, exactly.
Nah.
But I bought all the original sets. I finally got all the original Wave sets, and then I've bought the new versions of all of them where there was a new version. And I think this is the only one I haven't got a new version of.
I
This
will
one's.
say,
Go ahead.
on topic of the bath toy discussion, not to be TMI, but little young Austiff, when I had this set, it could actually, it did float a little bit. Not a lot, but I remember
playing
it
my
did float.
toys in the
Oh,
bath.
have we got pictures?
There is
God,
actually
no.
a couple back at home, yeah, in my childhood photo album. When I get back home, I'll take a picture. I'll, send it.
And then too, it's just so unique with this set that they included that stingray like that. It was so
Mhm.
cool.
The stingray, the pieces that twist up at the back,
I think that's really
bubble
cool.
pods, the anchor at the front. You've got a couple of, couple of shell pieces as well. That little build on the right,
Yep.
left-hand corner.
It's like a starfish.
There's like a little, coral embankment type thing, and then those arch pieces that come over the back. I mean, it's probably, there's more of this than you ever actually see in the film.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look at that, Austin. You mentioned yourself about being in a bath and we've dropped viewers.
Just those printed pieces just look so beautiful to me. Like, oh man,
Especially the back part.
looks
Yeah, I could just never-
exactly.
The thing that didn't compute with this for me and the newer versions, they have 3 pods, but they were all sat in the same cockpit. I know they don't always try to do that.
Yeah.
But it's just the fact that they've separated them. I'm like, wait a sec, what?
Oh,
Yeah,
imagine a
I've seen
UCS model of this. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Oh,
The
What
Lego
was it,
guy. It is a TIE fighter cockpit pieces. That's a
Dude, this
classic
should've
style
been-
one from.
That's like most sets, Martin, isn't it? It's like the Onyx Cinder. You can only get one figure in there, but on the actual.
Does anyone else see that Lego missed
Yeah, that's true.
opportunity?
Yeah, you're right.
Last
Say
year,
again.
Lego,
Say again.
go back to the sub one more time. I'm sorry, but Lego missed a huge, huge opportunity last year with it being a Phantom Menace anniversary. Okay, you know how they did the X-wing? Was it the X-wing or the Interceptor? The Interceptor they did, right? They should have done this.
this or a
Yeah.
Sith infiltrator. Like, why not?
This
This
would have been even better though.
But it bothers me
have
because
that one-
they'll remake these original trilogy UCS sets, but we just still haven't got like heaters like this. This would go, and especially too with Star Wars, we need colored sets like that. This blue, oh man.
I don't know if I'd agree with this. I mean, yeah, they could make a UCS set. Don't get me wrong. I don't think it'd be that. But even though the Sith Infiltrator was probably on screen less than this, it's just a badass ship, and I think
It is.
people would go for that more likely, especially the adult collectors. This was kind of a joke, wasn't it? This ship, it was more of like comedy scene. I think that's probably the reason why they haven't done it
Like see a
again.
remake of it as a playset.
Yeah.
It'd be cool.
You are right. If they did a UCS set, it'd look amazing.
Oh yeah. God,
I didn't mean to
You could
derail.
probably
the-
fit 3 of them in the cockpit.
exactly.
Right.
Papa Trip.
No, I agree.
Nearly
Austin.
finished here.
That would be insane, man. Oh my gosh.
I think it would have been fun.
It would have. And they threw the ball. Like, gosh, yeah.
Are we still in April, Slurpy?
Yeah, this is the last set of April.
This is.
Oh, panel, check the private chat.
Yeah, we just need to maybe etch this a little on a bit, but yeah.
Yeah, no worries, Austiff. How many have we got left? How many sets? Is this the last set as well?
Second last.
Oh, yeah, we may as well
Your one's coming up last.
Okay.
I luckily have the box and everything for this one.
Oh, it comes apart as 3 separate subs.
Oh yeah, and like in the box too, it's like all sectioned out in cool little boxes, if I remember right. They all had like, for each little build had its own special little box on the inside, which was so cool of them doing it.
Yeah.
Slurpy, have you read the private chat?
Oh yeah, Gasgano's pod race. That's it.
Yeah, no, that's nearly finished this. This.
So we will do a quick stop for a sec because Austiff's going to be leaving us shortly. I just want to just.
It's me.
Oh,
That's
you?
me.
Sorry. Oh, wait a sec. I misread it. Well, since I started, I may as well finish. But yeah, just to advertise, next Sunday we're going to be doing a show. Going to try and make it a little bit shorter than our normal shows because we are going weekly where possible. It's not permanent yet, but where we can. Next week we'll be featuring Austiff. So Austiff will have his very own show because we kind of overlooked him as a proper guest. He's kind of gone from not being on the show at all or in the chat to being a host. So yeah, I want to do him the honor of giving him a show.
I'm not going to be here.
Sorry, mate. We got it. Yeah, but the idea is to.
I miss you, Austiff, next week then.
The
gotta
fans.
sack
Think
you.
of the fans.
You have to catch it on replay. But next week we're going to be covering.
Just same, is it?
Let's do a rundown of what we're going to be covering, Austiff. Just a quick some. Do you want to just do some teasers of what we're going to be covering next week?
Do you want me to disclose or?
Well, just make it a taster.
Yes.
As much as you're happy to say.
Pull up Studlake's most recent comment, and I'll discuss while that's popped up. But I will be teasing 2 brands under one roof, discussing what those 2 brands are, and the plans with it, going into another brand that's the 3rd roof, underneath the roof of the same. But I think it's going to be pretty juicy.
Ooh.
It's going to be girthy. It's going to have everyone in this chat pretty darn stiff.
So 2 different brands?
It's going to be, initially 2, then it's going to go into 3 under one roof.
Nice. Austiff, can I show my phone background?
Yeah, if you want, go for it.
Just to say, man, this dude Austiff, watch out for him. He's going to go up. I'm trying to tell you guys, but I made this my phone background. You cannot tell me it is not beautiful.
Juicy.
Beautiful picture. Oh, shoot. My gosh. He's coming up.
Who makes him?
I'm just trying to remember, Austiff, what else we talked about. I'm sure we said there was something that I think I got it in voice notes.
Dude,
so I
we
don't
had a 30-minute voice discussion through our phones while I was in the middle of Walmart in the pharmacy section. So everyone, all the old farts that were they're like,
I can't remember exactly what we said, but a long story short, he's got some juicy pieces that he wants to, something that he's working on in terms of his content going forward. Bringing the community together with some of his own stuff. And we did say a couple of other things, but I've forgotten off the top of my head what it is we said. But either way, guys, we'll have a great show for you. We'll have some world exclusives potentially in that show. And obviously, Austiff will be talking a little bit about himself. Maybe we'll do some Brick World coverage and
Attack of the Clones coverage, too.
Yeah. That was it. Attack of the Clones is his favorite movie, so for some people that might be a hot take, but we're gonna fly with it. We're gonna do all. So we're gonna go through the Attack of the Clones sets potentially, or some of the best ones at least, because I can't remember how many there are. If there's more than about 20, I think it might be too much. But go for the Attack of the Clones sets. Go through them. Pick some of your favorite sets, and we'll talk about that era of Star Wars as well. So, guys, if you're an Attack of the Clones or an Austiff fan, or both, ideally, see you here next week. On with the show.
But it would be cool though, future too, if you want to do like these streams, like go through 99, 2000, 2001, 2003, 2002, 3, 4. That would be cool to do.
I think I tried to make it as kind of because I think if we did that every week,
you're right. Well, spread it out, yeah.
Yeah, but you could do it like once a month as a special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
But I do find that it does get. I know that I'm not saying that the chat necessarily thinks this, but I do find it does kind of get tedious when you're going through and just looking at sets, talking about them. That's why I guess Slurpy more than me has tried to break it up a little bit. So we do a couple of sets and then we look at something else. Because it does, and I know from watching other shows, which I won't name, that when you're watching, especially like on replay or whatever, and you're just kind of looking one set after another, you're like kind of starting to glaze over a little bit, like, which I don't really want for people either. But chat, tell me if I'm wrong. If you're happy to just look at sets and discuss the hell out of them, then
at least it's easier too, because they just didn't produce so much back then. It's not like we just went through compared to like a modern day list. It's
I mean, in one of our older shows we went through, like, Lego has absolutely like quadrupled the production of what they make, and I know what's counted as a set is like a minifigure or a bloody pair of Ninjago slippers, but they were making that crap back then too, It's and they've quadrupled it. But
well, I actually enjoyed the Halloween stream, but that was because this is more of a showing love and respect and nostalgia for the main thing we're all here for, which is Lego Star Wars. But when it was Halloween, it was just like being back in the schoolyard. We were just bagging on everybody, so we were just basically ripping those sets to pieces and having a laugh.
Like the Christmas ones as well, wasn't it?
Same with the Christmas, but I don't know with the Halloween ones. I feel like it
was more funnier.
It was just come and watch us take the mick out of as many sets as possible, and some of them were dire as well, so they did deserve it. But
especially the Frankenstein ones.
Yeah. What was it the development of Frankenstein where he kind of went and then dropped off a cliff and then came back up again? So anyway,
you never did get
back on with the show. How long have we got you for, CJ? Padawan?
A few more minutes. I want to see Slurpy's stop motion before I go.
He's been waiting patiently.
Built different.
Well, let's just put these couple of sets to bed, because I think we all seen them probably a million times now. So I don't even know what the last one is. The one thing I will say is somebody pointed out that the Subbulbous Pod Racer had some of those chrome pipe pieces, which I think we didn't see again until the Bounty Hunter Pursuit. They were on the front of one of the ships. And I actually got two lots. I actually got 2 lots of this set, so I've got about 6 of those chrome pieces. They're actually on the pod. They're actually on the. You probably can't see them in this picture, but they're actually on the pod somewhere. There's some of those chrome pieces, like a chrome tubular piece, which doesn't exist in normal Lego, so it was a bit of an odd addition. Whereas the lightsaber chrome pieces, are actual pieces that. So that was a bit where I thought a bit weird about it, but you can't see them on this.
Gosh, like they just did so well on the Subbulbous too. It looks great.
This one's the nostalgia goggles for me, because this is the one I saw on shelves. It was probably one of the cheaper ones, and I remember looking at it, thinking, and I'd seen the film. I don't think I'd seen the film either at the point when I bought it. I may have, I can't remember, but I remember looking at it and thinking, "Wow, look what they can do with Lego now! It can't get better than this."
Oh shit! Sorry.
But yeah. And what are we still April for these? Yeah.
This is the only set that was released in May.
That's weird, isn't it? Why everything?
So
we're looking at February / March and then April / May. So it was probably a little bit staggered. So those dates could be questionable in terms of different countries and stuff. But I still think it was probably two waves. But they've used that printed piece on the side here as well. Can you see it between the kind of legs or arms, whatever you want to call it?
That's it there.
And we haven't seen that for years. I don't think we even saw it after the first wave. Not that I remember, anyway.
I can check. Waves. I can check after this. I mean, I can check now real quick if the.
You need about 20 arms with all the stuff I'm giving you to do, but
Well, don't want to throw up. Should we move on?
Yeah, because Padawan, fair play to him. He's hanging around to see this Thac entry.
Mm-hmm.
God bless
you. Getting up at 6 in the morning. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but we'll pause it there, guys. We will come back briefly to it because we want to look at that picture Austiff mentioned. We want to look at the stuff that Brick by Brick Together's sent me. But let's just change the scenario just briefly here. Mate, give it a bit of a rundown. Obviously, you can talk more about it afterwards because obviously Padawan can then check that on catch up. But But just give us a bit of a rundown for anybody who has no clue what the hell this is, what they're about to see.
Right, so 2 weeks ago, I mentioned on stream that I was going to partake in. There's a Lego animation community. If you don't know, a Lego animation is called a brick film, and the community is called Bricks in Motion, and they've been around since 2008, and technically even longer. There was a successor called brickfilms.com, and since 2005, every year, sometimes multiple times a year, they've held a competition called Thac, and that is a 24-hour animation contest. And literally at 12 p.m. UK time, they release a theme. It could just be a one word or a small phrase, and you have a full 24 hours to make a brick film. And back in the day, there used to be 20, 30 entries, and I never did them. I tried to do them in 2014 and 15, but I was a teenager who had better things to do. And back then, the rules were much more stricter. You had to have a mod element, and that's where in each shot you have to have a color, two colors connected. Back in the day, it used to have to be in every single frame. So if a car or a minifigure obscured it, you're disqualified. But in the past, maybe 6 or 7 years, maybe even longer, they've reduced it that it has to be in every single shot. And they've been even more lenient now. You're allowed to have it absent for 15 seconds. And the mod element can also be a letter. And it's turned into like quite a cult-like status too. I mean, I haven't made a brick film in... My last published Lego film was 5 years ago. But I have done a wee bit here and there, action figures and stop-motion puppets. But it's kind of gained a cult-like status because there'll be people that will never make a brick film, and all they do is they drop, in their eyes, like a masterpiece or a pile of crap once a year, and it just brings everyone out. And there's something cool. I can talk more about it after, but something cool knowing that there's like over 100, 200 people in the world at the same time as you, sweating it out to kind of get something made, you know. And it was cool. There are definitely moments for it for me where I was like, I might drop out here, I'm not going to get it done, but I powered through. And I'll talk more about the whole process after. But
talking about it from an outsider's point of view, and I don't want to take anything away from Austiff, because what he achieved with his 24-hour stream is nothing short of legendary.
Yeah.
But to sit and talk and communicate with people for 24 hours straight is one thing. But I know next to nothing about stop motion, but I've seen, where you just move a little bit back to the camera, moving it. But to do that, I know you didn't do it, but potentially could have been doing that for 24 hours straight without any kind of rest or sleep. In some cases, I'd be gone, mate. No chance.
I lose my mind.
So hats off to you just for doing it, regardless of how well it does.
Yeah.
There had to be about 13-ish hours of stop motion, but that might have included breaks as well, like dinner. I took a break as well for about half an hour at like 6:30 in the morning. But it was just on the go. I'm going to release a documentary. It's not going to be public. It'll be unlisted in the video description. So yeah, I still need to actually film some like funny wee things to include. But okay, I'm gonna glaze Austiff after I play the video. Yeah, I'll explain it. I'll play it now.
I don't want to be glazed.
Is this playing alright?
All my life,
yeah.
I've never fit in.
I'll play from the start. Sorry.
All my life, I've never fit in. I've been picked on, built on, and stepped on. And when I'm down, I find it really hard to get up. I just want to fit in.
Sorry, Mr. Blackman. There's no work here for you. You just don't quite fit in, 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 fit in. That's the third guy to leave this week.
Fellas, I see the help wanted sign. Can I have a job?
Yeah. Come right this way, Mr. Black Man.
Where are they at? Slackers. All right. What are you two? By God.
He came looking for work and, well, we gave it to him.
Unmute yourself, everyone.
I think it's brilliant. I like come right this
Beautiful.
way, Mr. Black Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's so inspiring though, because I just want to be able to fit in too.
Dubs in the chat, guys.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like
Me into that as well.
the stream lagged here and there, so I don't think this gave it justice. If you ever get a chance to watch it again,
Yeah,
It's on
guys,
his YouTube channel, CJ.
go and check it out on Matthew McGuigan's YouTube channel.
It's
Sub
on
while
his
you're there, but
YouTube.
and check out his other videos. But yeah, that was class. I mean, I wouldn't even know where to start.
One of the voices, Matthew, is that your brother?
Yeah, so Mr. Blockman and the foreman, the guy who was saying, like, where are they at? That was voiced by my friend Johnny Ray Brawley. I've known him for nearly 10 years. And my brother
That's his real
voiced
name?
the interviewer, Johnny Ray Brawley.
Yeah.
And my brother voiced the Bricky as well as the interviewer, putting on that, like, accent. And there were so many lines he wanted to do. He was like, because the theme was fulfill, and a lot of people, in fact, it's quite notorious to do a theme drop. So they may say, let's just say the theme is like, yeah, Shreddy, he's still. Actually, I don't know where that figures at, but so like there'll be people that will have done this contest, and in their entry they'll actually have the word fulfill used, like, I need to fulfill my destiny. And Ethan, my brother, wanted to use that line, like, he was like, he came looking for work and we fulfilled his employment need. It was like, so what was it? So he fulfilled ours. And it's like, we couldn't use it, it's too cringe, but
I remember.
Right, I'm gonna have to shoot.
Oh.
Thanks
Thanks for staying, CJ.
Yeah, thanks,
See you.
Padawan.
Love you all. See you on the flip
Cheers,
side.
mate. Yeah, see you again. See
All
you
the best
soon.
now.
Right.
Stay safe.
Love you, buddy.
Ta-da. There's a competition come and gone now.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
I will say when Slurpy first sent me that, I was at an adult place of where drinks are consumed at mass amounts, and I remember I was like 6 or 7 shots deep, and he sent me that, and I was just rolling because it was just like the voices in it were great. It was just like the very last part, like he wanted to have a purpose, so we gave him a place, and I just remember I was like, this is great.
Yeah.
It was just like, and also like the one thing's like, I've tried to do stop motion in the past, and I know it's not easy. And the fact that you're able to do that for the amount of time you did it, hats off to you, man. Because that is
no, thank you so much.
Because that is like hard work. Because like, especially like when at the very end when you're able to make his head turn like so fluidly, that I was like, whoa. Because at first I was like, you know, when I was thinking about it, like, did he maybe like drill through a fig at some point to like have it on like a little like some clay going through on like a little spindle and just something like that? I'm like, dude, that was really good. Like, I think the art of Lego stop motion has been lost, but I think that's enough to bring it back fully.
Oh, thank you. It's, I mean, I could definitely talk about this maybe on another episode about the state of Lego stop motion. But so this isn't the exact figure, but that's the kind of one there, Austiff. All I did was, now the figure I had a classic smiley head. Now this one is a little kind of, it's loose, but there's still a bit of friction there. The one I used was very loose, so all I did was I'd take a photo, and from the back I would just slightly do that. Take a photo.
Okay.
Because if you look at that wall and that shot, there's a hole in that wall, so it's enough for me to like do that. I'm still not even pleased with the way a lot of it looks, but I have to kind of take solace in that like I only had a day to make it.
Yeah,
you know,
true.
I think that's what makes it that much makes it more special is the fact that they limit you to 24 hours, which is enough time for you to do something, you know, worth watching. And obviously, in your case, really enjoyable. But it also stops, you know, the people who've got perhaps all the best cameras, you know, all the best technology. Because generally, what you find with those people, they got the bigger setups, the better setups, but they'll take a lot longer to do their pieces of work, because they want to do it to a millionth degree and they're like whatever professional level. But this stops them from doing that, so they kind of put up against their paces as well. So it levels out the playing field in terms of, you know, what you can produce. But I mean, I couldn't do that in 24 years.
And I just like Slurpy to know, like, dude, be super proud of that, because that is like unreal that you're able to do that in that amount of time.
Oh, thank
you. That
you.
there just huge. Like,
are you able to enter that into any separate film festivals or anything, or do they kind of own the rights to that now because you've submitted it?
I don't think they own the rights, but if I were to, like, some film festivals are a little bit like, oh, we prefer it not being online, we prefer it being like exclusive first, if that makes sense. Because I remember when I sent my film Dodge around film festivals, they said, "Oh, it's already on YouTube. It's already got." It only had 300-400 views, as if that. To me, that's a lot, but to them, it's an insane amount. Film festivals want to be like, we're the exclusive place to get these short films, and I mean, one festival I did get it played at. They said we normally wouldn't play them because it's already on YouTube. It's already getting a wider reach. And I do wonder, could it get played? I think it could, especially given its length. It's literally 1 minute and 41 seconds. And I think, like, I hate to be like giving myself praise, but what I think is good about it, it's very short. It's like a sub 2 minute entry. Like, you're gonna find that a lot.
When you get to know the results, when you want it or not.
So, in the Bricks in Motion Discord, one of the judges said that they plan to do the stream, I believe, on the 27th of January. So just under 2 weeks' time, or just over 2 weeks' time, actually. It's either 25th or 27th, I forget, but there was over 194 entries. It's the biggest one they've done yet, and
wow.
For me, winning it was getting it done. I've tried 2 previous attempts, and it's like, you know, you give up about 6 o'clock into the day. You know, it's like, I can't be bothered or this. And there were moments during this where I was like that, because when you're animating at 4 a.m, you get demons in your head that are like, I shouldn't be up at this time of day, and my left foot hurt for days. Like, I wasn't tired or anything like that. It's just my left foot hurt, and I was like, this is it. Whoa. But I kind of joked to my missus about it and all. I'm like, right, give me first place or give me last. No, for me, if I could place, I would be over the moon. And that's it. But even doing it's fantastic. Placing is the top 25. I should note.
I kind of feel bad now because you. Well, I guess you were in on this as well, but so I didn't even think about the fact that you probably would have gone through a period of time, or maybe multiple periods of time throughout that 24 hours where you're like, oh, you know what? I'm not doing this. I'm going to sack it off or whatever. But because obviously we broadcasted on the show and told everybody about it and said you're going to be entering it, and we'd done a segment on it in the show previous, it was almost like, he almost can't now because he can never show his face again otherwise on the show. Because people were like, what happened? Oh, I sacked it off, you know? So, but,
there was that.
I did.
That
might have added the kind of pressure you needed just to push you through it. I don't know.
That was a thing, because it's like when I told people 2 weeks ago when we had Nimble on, I told a couple of friends and the missus and all. It's like obviously you get the hit of like, oh, you're telling people you're doing something, but also it's like, right, if I don't do it, you guys can hold me the you have something over me, and plus it's like, for me that's always been my biggest thing with the Lego community is the creativity side. You got the mock building and then the stop motion as well. I know there's custom figures too, but for me it was always those two, and stop motion was the biggest thing. But
no, it looks beautiful.
Look, I'm. No, thank you so much.
When you do that, do you just take
the nuts to kind of continue? No, not continue.
Are you just taking a million pictures when you do that? Right.
Basically, you literally just like. You take a photo of him, and then you just move it a tiny bit each time. No, it's not as simple as that. You have to move the body too.
Yeah. That seems like super hard to do that. Like,
I've been doing this in some sense since I was 11. I'm 26 now. I've taken breaks from animating Lego men, and no, it's you kind of my kind of special secret is like I have had some people say like, oh, it looks so smooth how it moves and stuff like that, and Austiff, and oh no, just what you typed in, but I animate my Lego men on plasticine. You don't see it. They stand on plasticine. I can give them that ability to wiggle side to side.
Plastic.
Clay, Play-Doh.
Play-Doh.
Yeah.
Do you ever use like molding clay when you do it?
Same thing.
Like, yeah, that's what I would use. Like,
we call it plasticine.
Some of the.
Oh, okay, my bad. Sorry.
I'm just
effectively Play-Doh.
Sorry, my uncultured American.
Talking about uncultured, and I don't want to take the light away from Slurpy too much, but what the hell is what does he mean?
Driver's education.
What is it?
What you get?
It's like a school where you go to learn to drive.
Are you learning to drive in a school?
Sometimes you can, yeah. Like some schools offer it, but also like, say you're done with your normal school, okay? You go to high school for your like 8 hours or whatever, and then if your parents want you to drive at 16, they have to put you through like driver's ed, where it's like one-on-one with the instructor. They teach you how to drive. It's basically, if the parents don't want to teach your kid how to drive, they hire someone to do it.
Because like you had a class kind of mandatory, or at least in my high school, you did it like your sophomore year before a lot of people got their licenses, and then you would do your test whenever. Well, every state has different ages. It's all funky like that.
Well, that all sounds kind of fair enough, but why would he be doing a stop motion for it?
That's cool, yeah. Shoot.
We just read textbooks and did that type of crap.
I thought it'd be like learning how to do an oil change your tire, and actually drive. You do a project.
No, for me, they just showed the scene from Naked Gun, where he gets in that driver's ed car, and then he goes down the wrong tunnel. Then it goes, all right, so now you put your arm out the window and gently extend the middle finger. They showed that clip, and it was great.
Yeah, like a bunch of signs you learned, all that boring type of stuff.
The film I'm thinking of now is License to Drive.
I'm standing
very much like
where he's trying to turn around in the tunnel. Anyway, getting back to the conversation at hand. So what? I know you were saying you just want to be placed or whatever, but I think you also kind of touched upon it. But essentially, the fact that you've done it is the achievement, and you had an opportunity to show it on your YouTube channel. You've had an opportunity to show it here, where lots of people are gushing over it, and appreciative of it. Even the people in the chat or on the panel, possibly, who've done stop motion in some form before, are really appreciative of it. So, like I said, I think you hit the nail on the head there. You've won regardless, and you've got a piece of work there that is a legacy for you, because that's there forever now. So
I know I'm proud of it. I had a guy. Oh, thank you. Oh, thanks, Whittakee. No, I appreciate it. Like, I had a guy at work. I told him about it. And the next day he came up and he kind of overweight around Mugsy. No,
you should have had him doing some words.
I was waiting by my phone. I know you don't really do that anymore, but I was waiting by my phone for the call to do some voices. I was doing all my different voices. I was like, I'm going to get the call any minute. Nothing.
Mate, if
Nothing.
you need an actor, well, here I am.
Yeah, I was going to say, you got a thespian here.
I'll say now, I'm currently working on. I say working like I've got other ideas and stuff, but I want to thank my brother. He never likes to be named, but I always call him by his nickname, Calcium. He's the guy who came up with the idea. So me, Ethan, and Calcium were sitting in this room when the theme was announced, and I was like panicking. It was like 12:40ish. I was like, I don't have an idea yet. We're 40 minutes in, and we're sitting like going through the box. So the first thing you do is you write out any idea that could be attached to the theme. And I was like, oh my god, I'll make a film about a kid playing a guitar, fulfilling his dream. And my brother's like, nah. No. And then he jokingly lifted up the brick guy, and I said, oh, I don't have the figure now. But remember my post I made of this guy, but he had the horrible head on top.
Yeah.
It had this icon on my image as the head.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I said, oh, we should make a film with him because he's ugly, all this.
Yeah.
And then he's like, no, how about you make a film where his dream is to become a brick in a wall in a joking way. And then we just all laughed and we started just shooting out really bad scenarios, and then we strung out what was maybe palatable from that. And there was a lot that, like, what do you know how it was supposed to end? And it was I'm thankful it didn't end like this. So he gets built into the wall, and it's the same shot with the three men, but they're indoors.
Mm-hmm.
And the camera pans down, and Blockman's built above a urinal. This guy,
nice.
Austiff, this guy was supposed to appear. I'm not sure anymore, but if you know the Dingaling guy. But that was all cut out because it's like I actually don't want to get disqualified because they actually have really, really strict rules about like even just profanity and gore. But no, and I want to shout out Austiff real quick because when it was your charity stream 2 weeks ago, I think it might have been later that day. I think the idea came into my head like Austiff did this for 24 hours and like what can Lego community? What do I do? And then I was talking to my missus that night, and I was like, there's Thac coming up. Austiff did this. I'm not saying like I was completely inspired, but I remember being like it came in because of the 24-hour stream, and it's like I didn't think I could do it, and it's like I don't know, it wouldn't have come into my mind if it hadn't been for the charity stream and stuff like that. But
just Slurpy, thanks, man. I really appreciate that, dude. Because it's like, I don't know. I was just hoping to, the only thing I was hoping to do with that stream other than raise the funds and connect with people was like, I don't do a whole lot of cool stuff. Like, I'm an average dude. But I don't know. I just wanted to, kind of like what you said, like, I don't know, be like an image like, oh, if this dude could do something hard, then I can do. That's all it is. Because it's like, if we're in this community, we have to, kind of inspire everyone to do better. Yeah. And be better. And just knowing that, like, even though I didn't fully, but knowing I had like a little tiny itty bit, I'm like,
no,
come on, man, 509, man. Oh, amazing.
Look, guys, I think to try and bring it back to topic, the show of love and respect in the community is obviously something that we've all probably mentioned. But just, I do want to do a quick shout out to Dax Trip. Papa Trip's youngest, 32. So happy birthday to him! Quick shout out from the Cool-Han crew, and all the chat by the looks of it. But that was the thing that I was about to try and say is that it's just really, what's the word? Wholesome and encouraging to look through the chat. Martin's been managing the chat for me, but even prior to him coming in, every time I was looking across to the chat, there was comments, there was reference to what we were talking about, but it was talking, chatting to each other, shouting out each other, showing love for each other. How are you doing? What's going on? How's things? Especially when Shai was in here earlier, and there was a lot of, I guess his situation is a little bit more sensitive than most at the moment. But generally, there's just that kind of outcry or outpouring of love for each other within the chat, which I love to see, especially some of these people who appear in their own kind of YouTube to come over to this, what I still regard as kind of a rinky-dink channel and a kind of relatively new chat show in the community. But for these guys who've got their own sort of huge followings and shows and whatever to come across and obviously show love to each other in the chat is really yes, brings a tear to my eye almost. But
like I said, it's
great to see.
Best community I'm getting on a bit, and I've been in quite a few different communities through the years, but this is definitely the most sort of warmest and friendliest community, definitely.
Oh, yeah. I've been in the car community, hiking community, and a couple more. Nothing compares to the Lego community. Nothing.
And guys, can we all possibly chip in when we finally do get monetized? Chip in for another shovel full of coal for Martin to throw on the fire, so he hasn't going to look like. So he hasn't got to look. He just sat there with his blanket.
Well, you notice I put this on. It's bloody freezing in here, I'll tell you.
Another shovel of coal for the fire, sir.
I'm in my Lego room. I don't have the heating on in here, and it's bloody. Whoa.
You guys are minions.
Yeah,
and they're shoveling that coal.
Go the thing on. Snood.
Oh, put up the hood, Whittakee. Put up the hood.
Well, it's a bit difficult with. Hold on.
Excuses.
Y'all are gonna learn my video when I make this how to take care of it.
That's gonna be good.
Yeah.
If that doesn't, oh wait, wait, those headphones are back on.
Happy?
If that doesn't come with you to Brickworld, I'm gonna ask that you request. I request that you stay in the UK.
Oh, Martin missed
the. It's hot, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, you might get cold.
Chicago?
Might get cold. The convention.
You can put your feet in his oh Christ, what's it called now?
I need to make space for anything that I need to take back with me.
You missed his. Did you see his cooler, Martin?
No, I saw his cooler. Yeah.
All right, I was just wondering.
I was watching. I was watching right from the beginning.
Oh, okay, yeah, great. All right, yeah. You didn't miss anything. Drippy? What's drippy?
Oh, that's a slang for drip, like cool for Eds. He's wearing cool clothes.
Drippy
for Martin.
Wow, drippy for sure. Jesus, I am old.
Drip too hard.
Martin Drippy Whittakee.
Tell you what, Austiff, should it be cold in England when I leave? Then, if I wear this, will they let me in America? Will they let me in?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They may pat you down.
That's how Walmart looks like, man.
I don't know. I've been stopped for all that.
If you go to a Walmart, you'll see some people in pajamas. It's.
Oh, have you ever seen? Have you ever seen the winners of Walmart? Has anyone seen the winners of Walmart? Oh, this is what. Oh, yeah. Right. Guys, take it back. Take it back over. I'm just going to find a YouTube video because this is quite relevant because this is what I always think of when I think of coming over to America. Even though I've been to a Walmart and all the rest of it, but this is what I always think of when I think of it. And I'm going to line up a video. But in the meantime, guys,
I'll just finish off.
Yeah, go for it.
I do. I think after last week, I had ideas. I had a bunch of ideas from years ago that I just never did because procrastination, and I kind of have always wanted to do original Lego films. I say original, I mean non-IP. I never really did Star Wars, and when I did, they were younger. But I was kind of talking to Austiff. I'm kind of wanting to do a wee Star Wars short, but I want it to be for me, I think Lego films are best when they're comedic, when they're just silly and goofy. I know a lot of people love telling serious stories through it. I can't. I can only do that with other mediums. And I think the next one's going to be a funny Star Wars video. Nothing too wacky, but will there be lightsaber duels? Maybe. Will there be clone troopers? Maybe. Will there be helmet holes? Maybe. I'm planning out an idea, and I just want to. My goal is to I know it's months away, but my goal would be to maybe try to get this done before Brickworld. I know 5 months you're bound to get it done, but I do want to take time. It might only be a 3 or 4 minute clip, just a goofy video, but I want to put time into building the sets and writing out the jokes and the visual gags, and yeah, if I can get the boys involved in some way, shape, or form, I will do. Even if it's background noise, NPC noise, why not? Get the gang involved.
Let me know.
I will need someone
if I press
who.
This, does that turn off the music for everyone?
That's it off, yeah.
Oh no!
If I can help you, I'm down.
I will need someone who.
Turn it down then, man. Turn it off if you want.
I don't know. You turn it back on now.
Just leave it off. Leave it off if it's too loud for you. Don't worry about it. I don't think anyone really cares, anyway.
If you ever need a country accent, I got you.
Johnny Ray will always probably have a part because he can do weird voices, but I will need serious roles and stuff like that for this next one. There'll be I think a few background characters.
You got a thespian here, mate. So
I will need someone to do a good clone trooper voice, even if it's only for a few lines. You know.
I got you, dude. I'll be the clone.
But also, it's like there's build up, and then that's it. Like from what I've read out so far, these cloners are only going to be in the first 30 seconds, maybe. But I wanna, if I can, use the Phase 1 clones.
Yes.
Fucking hell! I only have 2 of them. But
I have the cut through visor ones.
I can
the OG. No need to meal. I might only need to again use it for a few wee scene, like just literally the intro scene. Because I wanna do like a Ryan Johnson and set up everyone's expectation. This is going to be an epic film, and then it's like, what am I watching here? You know.
Guys.
But yeah.
Right.
No,
so I just want. No, it's fine. I'm conscious of time, but what I want to know from the chat for anybody who's still there, because we've gone right down to 10 viewers now. So like obviously, I think it does get to a point in time where people are like, yeah, 3 hours is enough for me. And I just literally saw that because as soon as we went into 3 hours, it went dropped. But I want to know from the people who are still riding with us in the chat, of the 1999 sets that you've seen, whether you own or not, whether you own them all, whether you don't own any, which ones would you which one would you say is your number one? I'm just interested to see because I'm struggling to pick a number one out of there, and I own them all. So, but how much have we got left? Did you say we got one set? No, we did them all, didn't we?
Yeah, we did them all.
So, do you want to go around the panel and say what we thought?
I noticed your thing.
I don't own any. Was the sub in it? Was it? Was that in the original set?
Gungan sub, yeah. All the ones we showed, yeah.
Yeah, it'd be that one for me.
Yeah, it is a good one. The colorway on that one as well was probably one of the best.
I will say for me, it'll be a sub, the Gungan sub, because it was my first ever set, and I remember building it with my dad, and it started everything, and then I easily remember trying to play with it in the bathtub, and then I just remember so much of it. I still have it. Nothing will beat it because there's several photos of me and my dad like building it, and it's one of the like, very few pictures of him and I. And that set was just like great. And then me being an Obi-Wan fan, he's in there too, and it's like, yeah, give me.
Yeah, I'm in between sub, but I'm gonna have to go with one with all the pod racers. Especially, I couldn't imagine being a kid and getting that and going through all with those pod racers and the box. I have the box itself, and then the little mini boxes in because they're like all packed in little separate sections like that. It's gotta take the cake for me. That one.
Could I just interrupt, Maul? Was that box like the plastic brick box, like the tub, or was it a cardboard box? Because didn't they do a Mos Espa?
Oh yeah, I got that pod racer bucket. Are you talking about the bucket?
I wasn't sure if that. Yeah, I wasn't sure if that was the bucket set, but maybe.
Oh no.
But no.
That's that big one with all that Saboba and all that stuff like that. But it's just so cool. It's all sectioned out individually like that. You just don't see stuff like that.
No.
And like the play factor too. I just couldn't imagine watching episode 1, going home, cracking that bad boy open, and going with all the pod racers. Especially if you have siblings too. Gosh, that would have been crazy doing that.
No, I think I'm gonna go. It's really, I'm really drawn back to that Vulture droid just because it pounds nostalgia for me. Seeing it on the shelf, picking it up, having it in my storage for so long. But now that we've gone through the sets and talked about them, and I'm thinking now box art and the ship that stood out to me as my favorite from the film, flat out, regardless of Lego. And then seeing those couple of nice figs in that first year, it's got to be the Snowspeeder. I know Shreddy said the same thing, and it was the Shreddy said the same thing. But yeah, that Snowspeeder, just the box art. Now again, I never bought that one in a box, but that's kind of one I think I might have kept if I bought it. But yeah, that emo guy. Just you got that little sort of
Lego
what's the dish thing called? Satellite type dish thing you get with it. Just the fact, yeah, and it's just I don't know. I'm for such a small set to have those 3 key figs in, swooshable, and again, like I said, it reminds me of having those because we had a couple of the ships. We had X-wings, we had ATST walkers of the Kenner line back in the early 80s. But the Snowspeeders were always my favorite because you had the little R2 that could spin round. It was part of the ship. You couldn't take it out. It had the string piece on the back. This is talking about the Kenner line now. But the tow cable thing. Such a good. I just remember.
This one, but you mean like that? This.
Yeah. What do you call that? Was it like a
dish turret?
Yeah, like a
laser
turret. But that.
I think that's what it's called, Austiff, isn't it? The dish turret.
And above all else, Empire Strikes Back. Hoth battle scene was still like it's not my number 1 movie, but it's probably still one of my number 1, if not my number 1 scene in all of Star Wars.
Yeah, that's my favorite scene.
Yeah, love it. So it's Snowspeeder for me. So what we got so far? We got 2 subs. Speeder. What's your Padre set? Matt, what are you going for, mate?
I was kind of stuck between. I was going to choose a land speeder because I do like the way it looks, and I'm a land speeder stan. But I'm going to go with Naboo Swamp with Qui-Gon, the speeder. I love the battle droids, and I love the way it looks. I don't know, I agree with what Maul was saying at the start. Like, even though the builds are completely rudimentary, the box arts of them, I think, just is so well for the first few waves. The real life photography, the fact that it's obviously hindsight, they're using prototype molds for the pieces, and it's and plus it's one of the few sets that has a lot of green and color too. So
true that.
I must admit, I have watched quite a few streams where they do the worst to best sets, and that's normally comes worst.
Alright, look, it's a charm. It's
everyone's got their own opinion, so
yeah, that's true.
We're all different.
We have lengths.
I mean, some people love Attack of the Clones as the best film, so that's up to them.
Hey.
What did he say?
I said some people like Attack of the Clones as their best.
Yeah.
So
good job you're not here for next episode then, mate.
Episode 1's mine, so.
Is he stuck? Or was he just...
No.
Oh, I thought you were frozen.
Hi, I thought that too.
Have you seen his private chat?
You really look like you froze.
What we should start doing, guys, is when we do get... I know I've mentioned this a couple times.
For next week, then.
But if we ever get to the point where we can pay, what we should do is a kind of like, what do they call it? What was it when you give money and then you pick out a thingy, a super chat? For a super chat, we should let the chat see the private chat briefly as a super chat. So as a prize for paying some money towards the chat, you can have a quick 5-minute second look at our private chat.
Are you trying to show what I just put in there a few minutes ago that I still need to go
see
do?
some of the random dodgy comments that we put in there.
You can put mine up there if you want.
In most cases, they're more PC than the actual chat. So
I know
this is a little, sneak peek.
But I used that terminology before, and I don't know whether it's something they use in America about drain the main vein. And I noticed you've used that, or kind of. But anyway, that's going off.
As we're nearly coming to the end, can I just say something that I found out the last couple of days? Obviously, I do my drama, and we've had new people. And one of the new people, his name's Tommy, he said, "Oh, I've seen your Instagram." He says, "I do Lego as well." And I was like, "Oh, right, okay." I've now met someone. He's actually got, it's still sealed as well. He's got the Bespin set, the one with the really expensive
No.
Yeah, I was like,
Does he know what it's worth?
yes, he does.
I was
That's why
going to
it's
say.
sealed. He said it's sealed up and put in a box and up in his attic.
Well, hang about. There's 5 of us. Do you know where he lives? There's 5 of us.
No, I don't know where he lives.
Find out where he lives.
Well, I
and,
told him to,
we'll
to
go
come
and pay him
watch
a
this.
visit.
I told him to come and watch this. Told him to, follow ACOB as well and stuff. But
Yeah, well, if he is watching, no threat whatsoever. Welcome to the community.
Okay.
And if you're to get rid of it, let me know.
I didn't think I'd ever meet. Yeah, I said, bloody hell, you know how much that's worth? He said, yeah.
Stay active for like 2 more minutes.
We will, mate. Don't worry. So have I missed any of these banners? Because I got Whittakee's Box of Boys on here. Is that an old one?
Unfortunately
not this month.
Too early in the month. It's still the Box of Luke's at the moment.
Stop motion. Happy New Year. Any plans for 2025? New Year, new show. Is it a new show? Not really. Wow.
Yeah. I'm supposed to put that up right after. I think it was up after the intro, just to be like, oh my god, it's revamped. Ninja with the bricks.
I love that intro though, Slurpy.
I was going to say, how did you get this background to move? Because I've never seen this one. And also, how did you manage to get the intro in the list of intros? Because I thought you had to pay for it.
Right. So, this is like I don't know. The background that's moving for us right now is there's a whole list of options, and I just clicked whatever one looked nice.
I've never seen that one before.
Oh, yeah,
it's
unless
pretty
they just
down
added
low.
some more.
Can I
tilting,
do it as well?
yeah. Tilting tiles, yeah. The ones with
No,
the little slideshow in the left corner move.
Yeah, well, I know we do change it up for each one, but I just never seen. I don't think I ever put it left on the screen long enough to realize it moved. But anyway, and I could see you've put, and I didn't think you could because it says here intro, and there's a yellow thing in the corner, and you click on it, and it says you've got to pay, but you've got it in there.
So that's a video clip instead of an intro. Like the intro is what plays as soon as we go live.
Oh,
we have to pay for that. So that's why it's like you have to kind of be like a DJ to like get it all lined up right.
Right.
And saying that, I'm surprised I got it right on at 9. It would have been cool to get 10, but I know to play around with it next week.
Well, you could always start the normal countdown, and then as that counts down, then line up that one. But it doesn't make sense to have 2 countdowns, so I get why not. But no,
I think we can hone it. I think you should put it on one more time.
Okay, I will do. I want to refine the intro. I want to maybe kind of. I have to behind the scenes, right? So, Cool-Han was the one who suggested the little Lego man moving across in the bottom,
like the instruction,
as reference to the instruction manual.
Yeah, that would be.
And
cool.
I thought to play it up by right. There has to be some sort of conclusion. I'll just have the guy blow up. I used Lego Studio to just build the set, moved them, rendered a screenshot, put it all into After Effects, and made a walking animation.
Mm-hmm.
Same for the countdown. I did copy someone's build for the numbers, and I think with time I might change up the way the numbers look and stuff like that. But it's all right. And as anyone who's eagle eye, it's quite. I don't know if you maybe want me to include the whole shot, Cool-Han, but whenever it cuts down to space, that is from the Lego Star Wars video game, from A New Hope.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, the scene where you see the Tantive. So I don't know, maybe we could include the rest of that shot, the Tantive flying over in the Imperial Star Destroyer, or if you want to keep it as blank space, it's up to you. But I'd like to kind of play around with it, maybe add more sound effects, or kind of.
Well, one more thing I do want to say, while we're on the subject of the intro and the host, is that we've added, as you guys probably know, and this is for the people in the chat or people watching on replay, we've added some sub-hosts to just try to help the show keep moving forward, especially now that we're planning to go weekly. So our main host is still obviously myself, Slurpy, and Whittakee, but Austiff, Padawan and Oaktown have kind of agreed to be sort of sub-hosts. And obviously, we're happy for as long as we've got them, because I know Padawan has his own channel, his own commitments. He's been readily available for the last 5 weeks because he's been off from work. And same with Austiff, but obviously he's got a lot going on. So, we appreciate them for as long or for as little as we can have them. But we've also added to the roster behind the scenes our guest for this week. So Justin, aka Maulsvengeance, is also going to be a co-host. So you'll see him back here helping us, supporting us, bolster the ranks of the hosts in the near future. But again, obviously, he might have his own intentions and he want to fly the nest at some point, which is, obviously fair enough. But just wanted to let you guys know that, you will be seeing some of the faces you've seen today pop up quite regular, as well as obviously Oaktown. I appreciate the guys for stepping in when they can to sort of support it, because there's going to be a time eventually where perhaps me or even the other two main co-hosts won't be here.
That day will make every other Sunday.
No, that's right, and the day will eventually come. But I'm more than confident that any combination of these sort of 7 people can do a good job.
I'm more than capable.
Yeah.
2 whoop salute. That's a ninja.
I'm good. We're almost over. A couple more weeks.
Also, Slurpy. I'm not sure. I sent you that image just because of Cool-Han earlier. I'm not sure if you want to share that as a little Easter egg to everyone who listened earlier and didn't get to catch it in the past.
I'll see if I can get this. Is this your ID?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Oh, mate.
Did you cover up your driver license numbers?
Oh, it's all good. It's just because I know Cool-Han wanted to see it, so I sent it to Slurpy.
Tell me this don't look like it's been drawn on with a Sharpie, chat.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Go.
You said I look like a serial killer.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Was it drawn on? Seriously?
Martin, you've officially been redeemed as not looking like a serial killer now, Austiff. And somehow he looks old. He looks old enough to be his own dad.
Yeah, it looks tough, Austiff. You might
I look like a 70s sleaze bag.
Yeah, bring it back, dude.
If this guy was working on the door of any pub or bar, there's no way I'd mess with this guy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You look like you're 4 and 40 at the same time. Those kind of like no.
I look like I'm in charge
now
of
it's a leather cap.
How old are you there, Austiff?
Austiff.
I was 19 in that photo.
No way.
1940s Austiff.
God damn.
See, facial hair does put on.
Looks like a picture from the
earlier on at the start of the intro, when you just saw for some reason me for about a second, I was like, "Oh, I look a bit younger there without the moustache."
Yeah. This show is really taken out of you, mate. But
yeah.
I just want to go back and do a quick shout out to this guy. I don't know Ninja that well, apart from through Hive, but he's a Hive, quite affiliated with Hive from what I know. So he's stepping out of the shadows. So hopefully he'll tune in again soon. Yeah. And Shy is back in the chat as well.
That's creepy. Stop that. I
completely dissecting that there.
Right. So Slurpy, because I want to look to close out now for half past. But what did we manage to get those pictures with the Chrome Naboo? Did we manage to get back to that picture? And also the pictures, the brick by brick together I sent. Have we got those available?
I have brick by bricks photos. I could pull them up. I'm trying to figure. Yeah, I don't even know if I have the. I mean, I should still have the Naboo Starfighter, but yeah, I think it might just be the way it looked.
Yeah, I think it was the lighting, but it'd be interesting to go back and look, especially now what we know about the Chrome lightsaber, because that's really blown my mind. The fact that the actual box art for the Lego set on the shelves had the wrong Chrome lightsaber on the picture, and I've never noticed that before, or anybody that I know of has picked up on that before. So that's crazy.
So I have to apologize for the quality. It's just due to compression on Facebook. But
yeah, Narcos, we said that.
Lego Mania magazine, May June 1999. Aye, class.
Yeah, brick by brick together. I know you're saying you sent me a picture of the chrome piece, but I think you're talking about the one in the tube piece. We were talking about the.
I think they just sparkled light
Yeah,
on it a lot.
he sent me the picture of the chrome piece. I won't send them to Slurpy as well because obviously I've sent him quite a bit. But we were actually referring to the Naboo.
The Naboo Starfighter.
There's a piece of media that we had up earlier on where that Naboo fighter looks as if it had chrome on it. It might have been the lighting, but we're going to find out hopefully.
My mind just can't rest. I need to know.
Yeah, I think it's just they added some sparkle on it, looking close up.
So that's just because brick by brick sent me these photos. I want to do them the justice to see them. So what is this? This is a magazine cover, right?
Yeah, I'm guessing this is like a catalog.
I know this. I never seen this before in my life.
So this is from May, June. So all the sets would have been out by this point.
Cool.
And see that the lightsabers are right on that, so they've adjusted, and in there you can see they've flipped them right. Well, I don't suppose it matters with more, but they've actually got it the other way around. What people would class as upside down, that's an argument and a discussion for another channel, because I am going to lose my rag when people say it's upside down. You literally got to look at a mixture of Lego themes, i.e. this, instruction booklets, poly bags, and I've seen them on both ways all the time. So I mean, I'm not getting into that argument now.
I bought Lego magnets.
Shy says he's had this magazine.
Dang.
So I bought magnets, Cool-Han, like in the past number of years and they've been sealed since 2006, and they're pre-built, the figures and all. They're not they're glued at the legs, but they do have the lightsabers upside down. Like that's the kind of way they were built. And I think it was a mixture for a long time in sets, and then they just kind of did it what we call the right way. But I'll move on to the next one now. I wish there was a better way to just seamlessly share these, but yeah, sorry for the quality on this. This is a double page spread of the Mos Espa.
No, that's
Thanks again, Brick by Brick, for sending these. These are really, really cool. Unfortunately, I can't read a pixel, but
wait a sec. Look at the thing down in the bottom left-hand corner. See, I looked at that. The wording reminds me of the Rebuild the Galaxy.
Yeah,
similar, isn't it?
I wonder if that inspired it, maybe.
Yeah, we'll just whiz through these quick because I like this kind of stuff. I think we will have to do another. We will have to do another show, sort of showing some love for the 1999 stuff, because I've got loads of stuff,
the manuals,
media and stuff.
And he's got the Darth Maul. Oh yeah.
And is it in German?
No, this is an
American one.
Anglais. American.
I want the Swedish ones.
Oh yeah.
Do y'all know German people like in AFOL or anything? Is there any Germans or anything like that?
I don't know any personally, but there is big German. There's big German community.
Because I know it's super popular there in German. I'll see stuff for sale all the time, and they'll get exclusive store displays and stuff like that, and the magazine or the cards and stuff.
I'll reach out to my cousin for you, Vengeance, because he lives over there.
Oh shoot!
For my dad.
Yeah, so that brick by brick together, this is a lovely collection, and this is
this is really nice.
This looks like a Muttley collection with the full array.
Yeah.
Except damn well there'd be 50 Qui-Gon versus Mauls in a shoebox. There'd be 100 snow speeders in a kitchen drawer.
They just be.
No, he said he's only got the one, didn't he? So,
that is true. He got them off Whatnot.
Anyway.
So I want to ask, brick by brick, what is this? Just a postcard? Is that?
Oh. Yo.
And is it Darth Maul stamp actually work as postage?
Oh, that is cool. Yeah, that's legal postage.
That's sweet.
Dang.
Is that in a box? Am I looking at that right? Is that in a little sleeve or a box, or is that just sitting on top?
It's
no, it's a border around the outside, is it? Yeah, it's a border. No, it looked like it was sat in a little shallow box. Okay. My eyes.
I need more stuff to collect now. I'm realizing after this stream.
See this postcard was on the opposite side. Was it the Darth Maul use the Force print? Because I think it might be that.
That's so
cool. Oh,
I just
yeah.
Is it that?
So he's flipped it over to show the other side from that.
That's epic.
Just wish we got stuff like that still. I just wish, man.
So it was such a big deal back then.
I think he's just flipped it over and put it. Oh no! And put it in the middle of the pictures. Yeah,
but that
looks like.
I'm getting that right. That is the use the Force Maul, but flipped around. Like that's cool.
Guys, we gotta
wrap.
Anybody want to do any shout outs? Or I'm going to do a shout out to the chat. It's been really mind blowing to see everybody showing love for each other, like I said, and some people, riding with us the whole way, because we have a lot of people who come in and out throughout the stream, but it looks like we've had the same kind of, 10, 13 guys from start to finish, which is fantastic. Especially as this, these new shows are supposed to be 2 hours a piece, and that didn't work. But
better look next
year. Flows. But yeah, shout outs, guys. Anybody on the panel? Anyone want to shout anybody out in particular?
I think I done mine earlier, obviously with the bloke with the set. I think I want to say, Mike, before we get off. Have you got my number? No, I have to send it to you because we need to sort out about the plane ticket soon.
Yeah, it'd be a lot easier to do it on like WhatsApp or something, wouldn't it? Yeah,
Slurpy's booked. A bit worried.
Whittakee, I've booked the Brickworld ticket, so I'm going to be bunking with you
guys
I heard,
that
week. So I'm going to book the tickets tomorrow or Tuesday.
While we're on the subject, Austiff, have we haven't missed anything now in terms of registration and stuff. I don't want to go on into a Brickworld segue, but there's no. I knew around about January, February time, there's usually something else we've got to do, isn't there? The next stage.
Yeah. The next thing, it's probably the last thing you have to do. You'll get an email. It should be coming here soon, or at least by March. It'll be like a registration to get your brick badge made.
Yes.
Right.
It's gonna. I just sent it to Slurpy a little bit ago. It's here.
I thought we did that when you buy your ticket.
Let me.
Austiff, I can see if I can blow yours up on the screen, but
yeah, because you didn't do it with your when you bought it. You just basically kind of gave them info about who you are and like if you're with a lug or whatever, just so they can kind of get an idea of planning. But you'll get an additional email saying, "Oh, for $15, would you like to get the exclusive colored brick badge for the year?"
Class.
Ooh. So when's that due? Next couple of weeks, you think, or?
Yeah, I can't guarantee when it'll come, like the email. It's just kind of like, if you're bored one day, if you're, excuse my French, if you're taking a shit on the company dime, load up the email, just to see if it came.
To buy this extra, yeah?
Yeah, it's like $15.
Why not?
Pay for the ticket.
So basically, this is just kind of like a memento if you really want to.
Of course, yeah.
I definitely think it's worth every cent.
So we've paid for the ticket, Martin. No.
Yeah.
Well, we.
I have. It came out my bank account and everything.
Yeah, so we've paid for that, but the hotel.
No, that's you pay that. Reserve. I think when you get there or whatever, and I make you do the money.
That's right. Yeah, I couldn't remember which way it was. Right. Okay. Yeah.
They'll ding the hotel will ding your whatever card you used, like 10 cents, and it'll refund it right back just so it has a card on file. But once you show up,
you did that, didn't you, Martin? Yeah.
So we'll sort that out when we get there, basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
I found out recently from the stream the GWP stream you did that there's a bunch of taxes they had on top of that, right?
Yeah.
So they had a 15% and a 10% tax.
Yeah. So once you get there. Before they even give you the key, you have to pay a full amount for a room.
Right.
Yeah.
So, you don't do what I did. Is I only usually use cash for everything, just because I like to have count in my hands instead of checking an app. I don't know why I'm weird, but I tried to pay cash and I wasn't allowed, so I had to find one of my
What?
Yeah. So I had to find my bank, and that was like a needle in a haystack in Chicago, and hope that my room would still be available.
Wait, but so, can I just say there and then, yeah, go ahead and charge the card that you've got on file.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, right. So then then they'll give me a receipt, and I can say to man, right, this was the grand total, whatever it is, and then he can do whatever he needs to do.
Transfer the money, and it should go straight in within an hour.
That's fine.
Or something.
That's fine, because I did, that I wasn't really going to carry a lot of cash if I could help it, but I know you need it.
Still at the garage sale, anything you have is make sure it's cash.
Oh, really? Okay.
Is that you guys have like the same cards and stuff, like credit cards? Oh, go ahead.
What do you mean? What, in the UK? Yeah,
like MasterCard, and Visa.
I don't think it's any different throughout there. It's just the same major bank.
We might sometimes get charged for doing an international transaction. The all time.
Yeah,
we might get like an extra 5 cents or something, but
But if I book tickets for something and then I turn up, the price that I was given at the beginning is always the price I'll pay, flat. End of story for everything. That's the case across the UK anyway. But obviously, it shouldn't have been a surprise. But when I was watching the GWP, you could see Padawan's face dropping when Austiff was like, "Yeah, well, don't forget you got to pay a 10%, and then you got to pay a 15%," and he's just like, "Wow." But it's easy to forget about that. You see like $400, whatever it is, for the room for the week, and you think, "Oh wow, that's pretty reasonable." But by the time you add it up, it's
Uncle Sam has to step in.
I know,
and that still blows me away. Even though I've been to the States, God knows not a dozen times. But
imagine that every day for everything.
Should I ask?
No, sorry, go on, mate.
No, this is kind of. I mean, this is kind of off topic. You mentioned the yard sale cash. Is that obviously cash, whatever, king and all that? But is it to like get better deals? So if someone does a set, I'm selling it for 200, and you'd be like, "Here's 180 in cash," or
mainly is like no one, because when you're doing that garage sale, last year they did like time slots.
Yeah.
So it's really, make sure you have cash, because no one's going to have like a credit card reader. Because it's just, say, for example, someone really random, just like me, like, "Oh, yeah, I have like this amount of sets here." I think there's only 1 or 2 people that had like a card reader. But even then, that was still whatever.
That just shows me that in some ways the US is not necessarily ahead, which is quite surprising, because like we have like regular market stalls in my little rinky-dink town, and all of the food vendors have these thingies. I've been to obviously Lego conventions, and you pay card. In fact, they prefer card, and they've all got it, But that's crazy to think they still haven't, they're not that.
That's just I'm just saying the garage sale, like the yard sale, like the one day. But when you're actually inside of the convention, like with all the booths and stuff, the
Citizen Brick and stuff like that.
Right.
But I'm saying just like the independent, like very independent people that go to sell at the yard sale will have.
Well, so everybody, we got ACOB in the house, so Sean is obviously there. But listen, we all need to go back, if we can, and edit our details on our badge, if it's still possible, and update it to #GirthLug without the I.
I didn't put the hashtag in, but I just did.
Yeah, I don't think we put a hashtag.
Yeah.
Yeah, I left mine blank, I think, at the time.
GirthLug, not GirthGang.
GirthLug, yeah. This is last year's mine. He's got here, but it's GirthLug this year. So we got to try and go back in.
Sean, it's usually the hashtag.
I'm going to say
with or without the hashtag, Sean.
But did you, Austiff, did you say that they would be sending anyway an email to ask if we want?
It'll say it's available, yeah.
So
hashtag not needed.
Are you doing the hashtag, Sean?
So not to be like that. I know, like handing out, like people hand out like sig figs and all that. But I'd say like everyone who's appeared on this stream that's going to Brickworld, I'm going to be handing out like custom bricks with like my name on it, but also like a phrase in Irish. But I don't know what's the preferable brick. Is it like a 1x6, 1x8, or does it really?
All the ones I've got are 1x6.
Yeah, it's all 1x6.
Yeah. But I'm gonna get a few of them made, and if anyone who's appeared on the show gets a
1x8.
That's 1x8, yeah.
That is, 1x8. Sorry, yeah.
I'll ask Shay because I know he collects a lot of. He's got a fucking like
tower.
Military general badge of like 1x8, right?
See, this one actually is a double print, but on 2 bricks. I only just realised this. It's actually
Across
2 bricks, but
Mm.
it's a double print. There's no seam in the print at all.
So
I've
it's
never
not
seen
like
that
if you
before.
want a bit of Irish profanity, you have to appear on the show. That's all.
Yeah,
I'd
same with
say.
Welsh. I didn't even
Aye.
think about that, but I was going to incorporate the Welsh flag somewhere in whatever it was I was going to give out, which I still haven't decided yet. But yeah, I didn't even think about putting a term. I would need to put find out what the Welsh for girth is, or something
The
like
only
that.
thing I've got to give out is my love.
Oh, Martin, that's more than enough.
Some West Country love.
Yeah, wow, I drive a tractor.
I'll make sure
Well,
Whittakee gets a hug.
I'm so looking forward to Brick Road now. Like, I mean, I'll be
Guys.
landing Tuesday, like 3 p.m. Chicago time, I think. But
I was going to say because
Happy
have
once I paid
you
for the
booked
plane ticket.
your plane tickets?
me,
Slip
no, I'm gonna book it tomorrow or Tuesday.
I'm just thinking it might be better for one of us to have booked first, and then we try to get something close because we obviously Austiff's going to be, driving around the car park 1,000 times. Otherwise, waiting for us to get off. I mean, the chances of us both dipping at, landing at the same time is slim to none. But at least we can get close.
Yeah. So
Yeah, well, I'm
Just so you
fine
boys
tripping
know.
around the
You'll be
airport for
landing
an
at the
hour.
same time, Martin.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, you know what I mean. Between us
Didn't
and
they say you could take a train out of the airport to where
Shuttle.
you're near? Shuttle, yeah.
This will be the first time I meet, if all goes well. I mean, I don't know about Bricktastic, but this might be the first time I meet my 2 co-hosts, and it'll be at the airport.
I'm a lot smaller in person, mate. I'm only like 5
I
foot.
keep telling people I'm
You're
I keep
not,
telling
I've
people I'm
met
6'9", but I'm not.
No, what? You're gonna be like 6'5".
I'm gonna be wearing a wig as well, just to
I
throw
used
everyone
to
off
think
and not say anything about it, and just wait for someone else to say anything, and have that awkwardness for like the whole week that I'm there.
When I was, just so you guys know, I'm not trying to be rude, but when you guys land, just I'm not gonna go around the track to come get you. I'm gonna park the car and come help you get your stuff, because it's a nightmare trying to move through O'Hare in a car. Over the rounds, going
I was
around
gonna
and
say
around.
I've been to Kennedy, not Kennedy. What's the one in New York, and LAX,
JFK?
and
Mhm.
and they were like absolute carnage. So
LAX is the only one I've been to, and it's a mess. It's
I'm
Yeah.
just gonna park the car and come get you.
Austiff that makes the Lego community beautiful.
yeah,
Absolutely.
no, I appreciate that, mate. Appreciate that. And obviously, if anything changes, don't feel like you owe us anything.
Oh
Was
no,
it Guadalajara? No, I think it was
O'Hare.
JFK you landed.
That's
Isn't
in
there a John
Mexico.
Lennon airport? Isn't there a John Lennon airport as well in there?
I don't think so.
No, that's in Liverpool. What am I on about? John Lennon.
Was he
John
not?
F. Kennedy.
Right,
Yeah,
we're getting
do you know
way
what?
off, but I think
I'm not going to say.
John Lennon. I don't know why that's why
John
did I say
Lennon was-
Lennon?
John Lennon was
Beatles.
killed in New York, wasn't he?
Yeah, that's probably what I'm thinking of, mate. I was watching a documentary on it recently, as it happens. But anyway,
Yeah, so hair airport,
Right.
innit?
but guys,
Yeah.
we're gonna do another hype stream for Brickworld, and I know this is something that probably belongs to ACOB more, but I'm sure they'll be happy with us doing some kind of hype. We're gonna do another hype stream, which we did a while back. I think it was like episode 3 or 4. We're gonna do another hype stream when we're kind of closer to the time, maybe the next month or so, when we're like maybe 3 months out or something like that, and then
Do it,
we'll
man.
obviously.
But they got to understand it's exciting for us because it's our first time.
Mhm.
You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
And, you know,
All right,
it's not
and
just going to the convention; it's going over to America as well. And
absolutely.
You never
Yeah.
get
I don't think I was forgoing until like I after coming back from America last year. I was like, oh, it'd be cool to do Brickworld. I was listening to all the streams, but it wasn't until I jumped on here that's like, I think I might go. Like, I was kind of, not pushed into it, but like kind of moth to a
pressure.
the energy you guys have.
When you said there's a chance you go in, I was like, yeah, he's going.
All I can say. Oh, sorry. You guys keep going. You keep going.
No, it's just with what life will it match up right, and thankfully the cards have fallen into place where it's like it'll be somewhat seamless. So yeah.
All I have to say is the Pocket Master. That's like, dude, I hope you and I are gonna be doing a lot of walking around Chicago. If we can't get an Uber, we're gonna be doing a lot of walking. Make sure you bring your running shoes, because when we go on those dinners, man, that's gonna be gnarly.
Late night walks.
All I know is because my birthday is that Thursday. I went and
that's normal for us. See, to just walk everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm saying I'm gonna be needing like a cane or a walker.
We'll get you all one on each side, Austiff. We'll get you.
God, I hate walking anywhere.
I walk 3 miles to work well, not at the moment. But
do they have those rentable scooters around in Chicago?
I have no idea.
So, guys, I want to try and close this out. I want to play you this video because it just reminds me of classic America, and we do get some weirdos in shops in the UK. I don't know whether I'm going to get probably not, but copyright string for this because it's like a parody. So I don't know. It's on YouTube and it's like a parody thing. And if you guys have ever seen it, especially if in America, you'll appreciate this more. But some of the stuff you see, and then we'll play it, and then at least if it gets, at least it's only the end if anything happens. But just want to thank everybody for being here. We're gonna obviously next week we've got Austiff for his. We're gonna roll out the red carpet for Austiff for his show. Don't know who's gonna be your host next week. We'll wait and find out. But guys, come on back and come and see Austiff and his show. And I'm just gonna play you this and see what you guys think of this. There's music with this as well, so hopefully you might have to mute yourselves. Let's see if I can share this site. Window.
Is the Rennie gym nice?
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit, good. I'm going a whole week without working now. That'd be rough.
I got a little quick 1 week membership to one of our sister gyms for jiu-jitsu there. It's like a block away from the Rennie.
Oh, burn.
Oh wait. How do I share it as a tab? Oh no, I can't share a window. That's only a picture.
So, Kennedy, I know you wanted to try jiu-jitsu, so I got it lined up so one day you and I can go.
All right. Tell me what you guys can see.
Winners at Walmart. Oh boy. This is great. This is a good video. I can't believe it's that old now.
I mean, you know it though, right?
Oh yeah.
Wait a sec. I don't know how far. I think it's already sort of started. So let me pause it when I. Oh no.
I'll mute that. Oh, that song's gonna get you straight.
Y'all go see me show up in here. Y'all gonna see tits on my back. Up in here. Y'all gonna see me laying low. Up in here. Y'all been switching to Geico. Up in here.
Welcome to the Winners of Walmart Club.
Anybody want a little Cookie Monster love?
It feels like a great day to throw on my pink skirt.
Ladies and gentlemen, the real Joe Dirt.
Up in the bar, we got Captain Insano.
Couple hours now, we got Captain Jack Sparrow.
Half tank tops always look better with a bow.
I never knew this was this porno.
You never know when you're gonna see a pink rooster.
You never know when you're gonna see Dale Jr.
You never know when you're gonna see Austiff.
You never know when you're gonna see Hamburglar.
Yeah, skin color tint. Where is that? Excuse me, do these jeans make me look fat? I'm on a boat.
Oompa Loompa Doopity Doo. Y'all gon' make me take a pee. Up in here, up in here. Y'all gon' see my sluggy teeth. Up in here, up in here. Y'all gon' make me take a nap.
Oh my god.
Yeah, up in here. Y'all gon' see me bust a cap. Up in here, up in here.
Ass and titties, ass and titties.
Looks like we got another case of the shitty.
Blood pressure up and the pants going down.
Orange juice in the hand, high heel on the ground.
Oops, I forgot my shirt.
Oops, I forgot my pants.
Oops, didn't bring my shirt.
Oops, my pants.
Let's go at 25, throw your hands up.
Thank you for shopping at Walmart. Buckle up.
Got the spots embedded in my brain.
Anyone wanna look at this candy cane?
Someone stop this hole that I'm getting sucked in.
Fear curtains, let the show begin.
Now can anybody tell me if my pants are wet?
I got a little star power in my fishing net.
You know this denim skirt, it doesn't look too bad.
Hey everyone, take a look at my pad. Yeah, doggone Captain. Y'all gonna see me take a number up in here. I'll slow down for my speed bump. Up in here, up in here.
In West Philadelphia, born and raised.
So proud my kid done graduated today. Going off the road for a triple backflip. Hey, 21st, the earthquakes will strip.
Going back to the 80s, and my is machine.
I like to wear my jeans with some skin in between.
I'm living the dream, and damn, I feel great.
Crest wasn't working, so I switched to Colgate.
Ketchup and mustard, give me a squirt.
Yeah, it's all fun and games until someone gets hurt.
Check your tail feather, girl, go and take it low.
Could you please stay at home if you really gotta go?
Butts and mullets and cats, oh my.
Tin Man spandex, t-shirt tie.
Got the backwards beads at the Christmas home.
Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe? Y'all know. Up in here, up in here. Y'all gonna catch me up in here. Up in here, up in here. Y'all gonna bless and plant me big. Up in here, y'all gonna love my airbrush big. Up in here, up in here.
That seems accurate. Seems accurate to me.
Welcome to America, folks.
Watch it again, I think.
That's
Seems
crazy.
accurate to me, I will say.
I was looking in the back to see if there was any Lego, but damn.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. I was in this jungle yesterday.
Yeah, my battery's about to go.
Yeah, that's it, guys. We're gonna say goodbye. We're gonna play the Slurpy intro for the outro.
As the outro, yeah.
Yeah.
Gonna end the stream.
So it's counting down to end the stream this time, guys. But appreciate everyone riding with us. Thanks very much, and yeah, see you next week.
Thank you for having me as the guest. I appreciate it a ton. It was a great time. Great show.
I have a question for you.
Stay nostalgia, boys. Stay nostalgia.
We're gonna play
nostalgic, golly, nostalgic.
I think Martin, we're gonna see Whittakee's face. Sorry for about 10-ish seconds.
Hey,
but
there's nothing wrong with my face. Thank you.
but it's a cool. It's up. I like the sunglasses.
Did you say